Moving on from last night's epic encounter in the Go Fast Racing League, here we are again tonight at Talladega, this time in the K&N cars and the Major League eSports League Catalyst Mint Series, and 26 cars ready to go to the green tonight and really go for it, as we're looking for yet another winner here at Talladega. Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth, and joining me in the booth tonight is Mr. Nate Seeker. Nate, how are you doing tonight, sir?
We're doing well, Sam. Hello to the fans.
So, Nate, after an epic encounter last night, what are your expectations for tonight's race?
Oh, we got a different car, so that means a different style of racing again. This is our third night at Talladega, so the third different car, so expect a third different kind of racing. The K&N car is a little bit more unstable than the two cars we've seen here, so it's going to be a little bit more dicey, a little bit more interesting, and the racing in this car is a lot different as well, so be looking forward for more runs tonight.
Absolutely, as I'm just going to take a quick look at our Hot Lap standings right now on ATVO. Currently at the top of the standings, we have Mr. Dustin Adams is at the top. Spencer Preet, our championship leader, he's second. David Rudolph is third. Herman Reynolds is fourth. Troy Patterson is fifth in Hot Lap. Sixth is Nelson Hill. Seventh is Elliott Smith. Eighth, Mark Arthur. So a poor Hot Lap session for the number 12, looking for win number 3 in a row tonight. Scott Ollison, he's in 9th. Jonathan Bergeron is 10th. James Bunt 11th. Tim Pruitt is in 12th. Chuck Smith is 13th. Tyler Vickery in 14th, hoping for a bit more luck tonight. Adam Jocelyn is there in 15th. 16th is Marshall Newton. 17th is Tex Perry, returning this week after joining me in the booth last week. 18th is Russ Charneski, hoping for better luck again tonight. Larry Anderson is 19th. Eric Green 20th. 21st is Jeff Patterson. 22nd is Cody Walling. 23rd is Marcus McFadden, who is going to be joining us in the booth to give us our sermon tonight. 24th is Hunter King. 25th is Bob Cunningham. 26th is Carlton Hendry. 27th is Kyle Gilbert. And Travis Brown has not taken the time yet. He's in 28th. So actually 28 cars going to take the green tonight, Nate.
Got a nice full field tonight. Hopefully not a whole lot of cars get collected in the big one. Hopefully we have a lot of cars here at the finish to give you guys a show. So could be interesting to see different strategies again play out tonight. Who wants to ride in the back? Who wants to get to the front as quick as they can? Absolutely.
As we're just over a minute left in Hot Lap sessions, it's going to be, like you said, Nate, it's going to be a different race for totally different reason, for obvious reasons, because these are the classic NASCAR stock cars, and they're a lot looser and they're a lot more unstable than the other ones. Does that instability matter on a track like this, though?
It matters mentally. That's the main thing. If you're behind someone and you want to go to the front and you want to give them a push, you kind of have that little bit of insecurity in the back of your mind saying, I don't want to spin them out. And so you're going to see some people gain confidence tonight throughout the race. You're going to see people get racier because they're going to gain the confidence that they can push people in certain ways. They're going to learn all night long different ways to push people, and they're going to build their confidence. So the first half of the race, you're going to see drivers racing differently than the second half just because of the confidence that they're going to gain throughout the night.
And yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those nights. It's going to go to a quick... well, actually, we're going to go to qualifying now as the timer has just run out. Let's go to our main view now, our live feed. As we're going to go for qualifying first before we go for the sermon and tonight's national anthem section. I'm expecting big things from these guys tonight. Lots of people out on track. Well, lots of people putting some decent lap times in, as Eric Green is the first one out on track right now. As I'm going to just adjust my sound slightly, because I'm guessing these cars are not going to be as loud as the others are. Because, I don't know, these cars seem a lot quieter than the current ones, Nate.
I think so. I think there's something in, when they this is actually originally a nationwide car. when they made the physics different to conform with the K&N kind of car, they toned the engine down a little bit. So I think that's why the engine does sound a little down on power.
Yeah.
Some people would say, but it's still a pretty powerful engine. I'm sure it's well above the 600 horsepower it's producing still. But I mean, they had to take a little bit out of it in order to make it more of a K&N car.
Absolutely. As we'll go to the action in just a second. Just need to fire up ATVO again, because usually when I minimize the screen, it just really does my head in, and ATVO just takes a crap on me, basically. Glad like I keep saying, I'm glad I'm not having the technical issues I was having last week in Somo. That was annoying. Anyway, let's go to our live qualifying now, as we've got quite a few people out on track. Let's go to one of our leaders. That is Mark Arthur out on track right now. If it'll let me. Wait for a second. There we go. There's Mark Arthur out on track. As we're going to put the qualifying stats up as well. Mark Arthur's won the last 2 races at Bristol and at Richmond, so he's hoping to make it 3 in a row tonight. As we saw last night, passing is difficult around here. So Mark Arthur's already had a difficult hot lap session, Nate. So I can only predict that Mark Arthur's going to find it difficult tonight.
Well, I mean, we could also see some people just want to ride. We saw last night, we saw some people put in a 3-minute lap time. So we don't be surprised if we see that tonight. People just want to start from the rear. I'm not sure if people are going to ask for their EOLs tonight. It's a possibility. We got some people putting in some pretty fast lap times. We got some guys dipping into the 52s here.
Yeah, the only person in the 52s right now is the man you're seeing on your screen. That's Herman Reynolds. Had a difficult past few races, not really getting out of the starting blocks, but he's certainly there tonight, and he's put one hell of a lap time in. He's almost 0.2 of a second. Well, just over, actually a few thousandths of, yeah, it's over 1/10 of a second faster than David Rudolph, who's sitting in second. Spencer Preet's put a time in now there in the number 27 machine. Another new paint scheme tonight, so he's experimenting with different paint schemes. Let's go to another car. That's Mr. Scott Ollison. He's a new name that we've not seen yet tonight. He is there currently in 12th, but Spencer Preet just putting down one hell of a time, 52.210. Cody Walling, a 51.974.
And that's people just running the top line for the warm-up lap, their first lap. That's probably Cody's last lap there, so we're going to probably see more times tumble here. Don't be surprised if we see some 51.8s come on the board here.
Yeah, as we are going to look at Tyler Vickery there in the number 24 machine, and I am proud to say I did paint that car. It's a nice looking car.
Tyler's yet to set a lap. This is going to be his first lap, I believe, when he crosses the line, and he's running that top line like we said, so he's going to have a little bit more time. He's going to probably dip it low here, and now he's going to start his second lap all the way on the bottom, all the way around here. So it's going to be interesting to see once his second lap's complete where he's in the fray here.
Yes, he does drop to the bottom line. He does put a time in that's a 53.520, so that's only good enough for 19th so far.
Yeah, but he's going to go about a second faster, maybe even more here. Probably more. So expect him to be in the top 10 once this lap's over here.
Yeah, as he's coming round into turn 3 now. Really putting the wheels on the yellow line, so he's really gunning for it this time. This is an open setup league, Nate. I forgot to fill you in on that. This is an open setup league, so anybody can run their own setups tonight. So not sure if Tyler's got his own setup or a stock setup, but let's see what time he puts in now as he makes his way around the tri-oval. And he goes, where did he go?
15th fastest.
So not the slowest out there. He's still got some decent speed in that 24 machine.
Yeah, but compared to Gilbert, they're running a 51.9. That's 5/10 off, flat out around the racetrack. That's Kind of concerning if you're anyone from about 10th on back, 3/10 slower around the track. You're kind of a little bit concerned about that. Maybe not enough tape on the grill is probably the main thing. You know, you want to have as much tape on there in open laps, but you don't want tape on there during unpack because then you'll overheat. So that'll also be another thing to watch, is overheating tonight.
Absolutely, as we are just done with qualifying, so we're going to bring Marcus McFadden now to give us... We're just going to bring Marcus McFadden into the booth now to give tonight's sermon. Marcus.
If I could have you all bow your heads for a second, I would like to let's take a moment of silence for those that we have lost this week in all motorsports this week, and some friends have lost loved ones this week. So if you care, lift our heads in a moment of silence, and then I'll lead us in prayer. Dear Father, thank you, God, for letting us have this opportunity to do what we love, God. And there's so many people that would like to be in our place, God. And God, I just pray that, God, just give us the mindset to do what we need to do tonight, God. And Father, I pray, God, if there's anyone here that may not know you, that, God, that they may come to know you before it's too late, Father. And Father, help us to remind us to be thankful for the things that we do have, and not worry about the things we don't. Father, thank you for our troops, those overseas and abroad, God, serving our country, God, and men and women, God. I pray for our leaders, God, that you give them the right mind to do what they need to do, Father. God, be with each and every one tonight. In Jesus' name, prayer. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Marcus, and good luck for tonight's race.
Thank you.
That was Marcus McFadden giving us tonight's sermon. What I just want to ask everyone to do now is to just take off your hats, stand up tall, put your hands on your hearts as we bring you tonight's national anthem.
Perry.
So everyone has had their sermons. Everyone's had the national anthem. Let's go to our grid for tonight's race. Starting on the front row is Tex Perry, missing last week, getting the pole tonight. Carl Vincent Gilbert will be starting alongside him on row 1. Row 2 will be Cody Walling and Jeff Patterson. Row 3 will be Mark Arthur and Jonathan Bergeron. Row 4 will be Spencer Preet and Russ Charneski. Row 5 will be Travis Brown and Herman Reynolds, mate.
Dustin Adam will take start at 11. David Rudolph will start 12th tonight. Elliott Smith will start 13th. Scott Olson is going to join him on row 7 and 14. Troy Patterson is going to start 15th tonight. Adam Jocelyn will start 16th. Bob Cunningham is going to start 17th. Tyler Vickery and that Sam Painted car is going to start 18th. Doug Thompson is going to start 19th. And Tim Pruitt is going to start 20th. Saving what the rest tonight?
On row 11 will be Nelson Hill and Larry Anderson. Row 12 will be Eric Green and Carlton Hendry. Row 13 will be Chuck Smith and Hunter King. Row 14 will be Marshall Newton and James Bunce. And starting shotgun on the field will be pastor for tonight, Mr. Marcus McFadden. So tonight, 94 laps set to go off. Let's go to our current pole sitter, Mr. Tex Perry. Or not. There we go. As the pace car is just peeling away right now, let's take the grid down. Let's put the skull up. Let's put the live 3 up. As we are now pacing for 1 lap. Not the 2 laps we saw last week, but only 1 lap, as this is a 2.5 mile oval. Let's go through those stats before we go. Tonight's weather, it will be ambient air temperature of 76 degrees Fahrenheit with a humidity of 39%. Track temperature tonight will be 87 degrees Fahrenheit, so not the warmest we've seen here tonight, Nate, at Talladega.
Yeah, but temperature's not going to be a huge factor tonight. You're going to see the humidity, though. That's probably the one thing that counts the most here. What'd you say the humidity was? 39%, so that's pretty dry air, so they're going to cut through that pretty quickly.
Yeah, speaking of that, we do have a wind speed of 1 mile per hour, so that's not going to really be a factor either tonight. So it's going to be pretty straight racing for everybody tonight, as we see everybody on the backstretch now. Everybody got their cars leaning to one side, so I'm guessing that is going to be the way things are for these kind of cars. They just have to lean into one side so they get around the corners easier.
Sam, are you having connection issues? Because I'm having them right now. All of a sudden, my computer has not doing well.
No, I seem to be doing okay.
Huh, okay.
Is it your motherboard again?
Probably. I'm going to hop out and I'm going to hop back in here real quick, okay?
That is absolutely fine. I'll see you back there in a minute. As we're about to go green, going through turns 3 and 4, Tex Perry is your man on the pole position right now. He has got... wait for it. I'm trying to find it. He's got Carl Gilbert on the front row next to him on that outside in that good wrench machine. There is Cody Walling and Jeff Patterson on the second row as they're getting ready for the pace car to peel off. We're getting ready to go here for 94 laps in the Major League eSports Series, Catalyst Mint Series. Pace car is off and we're getting ready to go. Gonna hold them down. It's a long wait between the pace car peeling off and the green flag, as we've seen so many times already this week. Holding them down, holding them down. Green flag is out, and we are underway. 94 laps at Talladega Superspeedway in the K&N cars, and everybody seems to be getting off to a decent start. Let's hope that the front row gets through turn 1 again, nice and safe, as unlike last night, unfortunately, as Tex Perry's disappeared. Where's Tex Perry gone? Oh no, I lost the camera. Tex Perry having connection issues and he's just disappeared. He's going to fell through, unfortunately, as now your leader is Cody Walling and Carl Gilbert, sorry, Cody Walling is on the inside with him, pushing the living daylights out of him as Jeff Patterson trying to make the outside line work. There is Mark Arthur in 4th place, looking to make a line on the inside, and he's got Spencer Preet right behind him as well. And there is Travis Brown on the inside too. So plenty of action going on already as we're just about to complete Lap 1 of 94. And a lot of people blinking here tonight. So oh my goodness me, 3 wide. As we're going to go back there, and that's the 16 of Jeff Patterson getting shuffled back there. That's the 91 of Elliott Smith getting around him. Oh, unfortunate there for Patterson. It looks like Travis Brown's got issues as well. Travis Brown falling to the back of the field. Just really wanted to stay out of trouble, I think. As we're going to go back to our leaders there, 2 by 2 as they come through turns 3 and 4. And the caution's out. Not sure what happened there, as that's Tim Pruitt in trouble there. So let's go back and watch what happened to him. As the caution comes out on lap 3 of 94. Keep an eye on Tim Pruitt there, as something happened. Oh yeah, someone got into the back of him there, and he comes right back up on the track, and a huge hit for the 357. A huge hit. I couldn't see who else got involved in that. There's Larry Anderson in that as well. Tex Perry coming back out on track as well. He was hoping that the caution come out at the right time, and it looks like Marcus McFadden was in that too. Carlton Hendry, no, he wasn't in it, so he's fine. Hunter King, yeah, Hunter King was in it. James Bunce, yeah, he got a bit of damage from that too. So dangerous crash there for Tim Pruitt on that start. Let's have a look at back. I think it was Larry Anderson that got into the back of him. Let's go back, yeah, another 15 seconds. There's Anderson on the back of Pruitt. Gets the slightest tap on him as they... Oh, that is a violent hit going through turns 3 and 4. Violent hit. And I'm going to steal a word from my broadcast partner, my brother from another mother, Mr. Tony Trapasso, and say, thank God this is a simulator. Nate, are you back?
Maybe. We're still having difficulties here. The motherboard ain't liking me at the moment, and probably not gonna like me here. So, since we have such a large field of what 29 cars out here, she's like, I don't, no mas, and so we, unfortunately, I might be incapacitated tonight here if this doesn't resolve itself here in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if you witnessed that wreck there just then. A huge hit between Tim Pruitt and Larry Anderson, as the caution is out already. Tex Perry was praying for that caution to come out, as he got thrown out of the session as well due to connection problems, and he's already down pit road. A few people taking that down pit road actually now, so already drama in the early running on this field, and we're already under caution. Carl Gilbert is your leader, Cody Walling is second, Jonathan Berger on his third, Herman Reynolds is fourth, Elliott Smith rounds out the top 5, Scott Ollison is sixth, Jeff Patterson 7th, Ross Charneski is up to 8th now, David Rudolph 9th, Adam Jocelyn is 10th, Troy Patterson is 11th, 12th is Eric Green, 13th is Chuck Smith, 14th is Mark Arthur. He's the first person to have pitted, so he's on fresher tyres. So he won the race off pit road, so he's going to be on the freshest tyres out there, as is Spencer Preet, Travis Brown there in 16th, Tyler Vickery in 17th, James Bunce in 18th, Nelson Hill 19th, Bob Cunningham 20th, and the rest, yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the front of the field now, as they are currently pacing around the track. Everybody from P14 back has been in pit road. Chuck Smith did take a trip down pit road, but he didn't stop in a stall. It was just a pass-through, so not sure what that was about. I think he might have had a penalty of some sort.
Yeah, having 29 cars on the field, it's not even let me focus on the pace car here, so everyone's jumping around on my screen. So, I'll try a couple more things. If not, this might be the end of my night here in the booth.
That's fine. You do what you got to do, man. It's been a problem for you for a while now, man, and I don't blame you for being a bit unhappy right now. As the pace car lights are now off, Kyle Gilbert trying to race the pace car going through turns 1 and 2 as they're all doubling up to get this going again. We're on lap 5 of 94. We will resume proceedings on lap 6 of 94. So very, very close racing. Very, very everybody just needs to kind of settle down on this restart and get this going, and we should have a nice green flag run as they're all making it through there. There's Doug Thompson in the background. He's got some damage as well, so I can only assume he got into that wreck as well in that Kodiak machine.
User in your channel timed out.
As there goes Nate. So unfortunately I'm riding solo in the booth now, but that's okay. I'm here to provide the coverage, and sometimes you just need only one voice. As they're making their way through turns 3 and 4. Gonna get ready to get them going again as we are going to resume on lap 6, as I've already mentioned. Kyle Gilbert is your leader right now. Cody Walling is second. Jonathan Bergeron is third. Herman Reynolds is fourth. Fifth is Elliott Smith. Scott Ollison, I'm guessing this is his debut tonight. He is in 6th. Jeff Patterson, we've seen him before. He's in 7th. As we're just waiting for the pace car to peel off, and there it goes. The pace car is off. Just waiting for Kyle Gilbert to get him going. Is he going to go early, or is he going to wait for the green? It looks like he's waiting for the green. That has been the usual trend for people lately, as someone else just disappeared then. As away we go, he didn't wait for the green, he just held him for a short while, and Kyle Gilbert is getting away nice and safely. Everybody away cleanly, as that's somebody trying to make a 3 wide already. Let's go back to Herman Reynolds, as he's got that's Scott Ollison on his outside. So Scott Ollison picking the outside line already as he drops in behind Reynolds. Scott Ollison got some connection problems there as he's got Elliott Smith behind him, and Jeff Patterson on his outside trying to make the outside line work on his own, as that's Adam Jocelyn's got to go up to the high line with, no, Frost Charneski got to try the high line in that White Castle number 19. He's not going to choose it, as it looks like Jeff Patterson. Yeah, Jeff Patterson is going to try and catch the 2 cars in front of him. That is Herman Reynolds. Well, 2 cars in front of him. That's Herman Reynolds and Scott Ollison. As it's going to be 3 wide. Is someone getting out of shape there? That's Elliott Smith in the middle there. Can they close that gap and not get into any trouble? They're 3 wide as they go through turns 1 and 2. Still 3 wide. Can they hold on to it? As they're known, there's still 3 wide. The gap is closing. They're going to go 4 wide if they're not careful. Coming towards turn 3. Oh, Elliott Smith gives Patterson a little nudge as he's alongside Ollison now. As he's coming along Herman Reynolds. This is going to end badly. As there it is. There's the touch between him and Reynolds. There's nearly ends in tears for everybody. They need to back off and settle down after this, because, oh my God, I'm going to need some CPR after this, as everybody finally decides to settle down and go 2 by 2 as they're completing lap number 7. Allow me to take just a breath for a second. Oh my God. Let's take a look, go back to our second pack there. That's Tyler Vickery chasing down Eric Green as they're trying to make it 3 wide again in the front pack. Well, almost 3 wide. That's Ollison behind him, trying to see if he can make a 3rd line, but nothing's working right now. As Reynolds, oh, that's the 31 of Troy Patterson almost going up and collecting Reynolds. Troy Patterson trying to go up, but I don't think he heard his spot because Reynolds was right there when he came up. Everybody trying to get single file now as Czarnecki's battling with Elliott Smith there. Elliott Smith living on the edge there as he was 3 wide for the longest time in the middle, as Czarnecki's falling back slightly now. He's got no drafting help, and he's going to let Troy Patterson take that inside line on him. Is he? No. Through the corner, he's going to join onto the back of Jonathan Bergeron there, who is in, well, he was in third. He's dropped to fourth now as Czarnecki tries to drop down to the bottom line. Everybody very chippy in the early running of this race. We're only just about to start lap 10. Everybody racing hard so far. And they're 3 wide again, going through turns 1 and 2. As Herman Reynolds and Czarnecki and Patterson are all there. Is 3 wide as they're coming out of turn 2. It's 3 wide between Reynolds, Jeff Patterson, and Adam Jocelyn. They're 3 wide as well now. So people trying to use 3 lines to get around each other. I can't help but Troy Patterson is going to be on his own out there as Herman Reynolds gets a bit out of shape again, coming out of turn 4. Turn 4. That's the one. As you see there, Tyler Vickery's caught onto the back of that pack now. He's got to be careful. He needs to just be patient as they're going to complete lap 10. And we're already halfway through this stage. And I forgot to mention, we've got 3 stages in this race. We've got 10, lap 20, lap 40 is going to be the end of stage 2. And then there's a straight run to the end as they are still 2 by 2 on lap 11 of 94. I'm losing my breath here. Elliott Smith has made his way to the front now on that outside line. He's going to try and make it work and get the drafting help from, looks like Jeff Patterson behind him. Yes, it is. Oh, Jeff Patterson gets into Cody Walling, takes Elliott Smith with it. Oh my goodness me. That's going to bring out caution number 2. Absolute disaster there, but we knew it was coming. We saw Elliott Smith there on that outside line, and Jeff Patterson was right behind him. Jeff Patterson trying to draft with Elliott Smith, gets it all wrong, gets into Walling, takes Elliott Smith with him, and those 3 cars, well, 2 of the 3 are in serious trouble. Cody Walling manages to collect it again, but he's got a bit of damage on that car now, so more drama between these guys as we are under caution again on lap 12 of 94, and everybody racing so hard tonight, it's unreal, as they've now caught the pace car. There's Larry Anderson getting his lucky dog right there, as Chuck Smith and Marcus McFadden have already taken it behind the wall after that first caution that came out. Cody Walling's going to be scored in second place after being spun out by Jeff Patterson, but really got some damage on the car and may have to burn a fast repair, as that is Jonathan Bergeron taking it down pit road now. Russ Czarnecki's going to go down as well. There they are on pit road. Let's go to our pit cameras. A lot of people are bringing it down pit road now. We've got Bergeron, Czarnecki, Vickery, Newton, King, Jocelyn, Patterson, Elliott Smith, Tex Perry and James Bunce all in pit road. Who's going to win this race out of pit road, as there is Tex Perry just coming into his box now. Overshoots his box. And Jeff Patterson's going to get out first, but he's still got a damage on his car. Oh no, Bergeron wins the race off pit road. There's Elliott Smith, and looks like he's burned a fast repair. There goes Tex Perry, there goes Czarnecki, there goes Bunce. And there's everybody else filing out of pit road. Here comes Tyler Vickery. 35.6 in his stall, so I wonder if he had a bit of damage there on that 24. No, it wasn't him in that for that long, was it? I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to our leaders as we are 13 laps in. We're past halfway in the first stage. Really, really difficult running as I need to speak to someone. Who shall I speak to? Let's speak to Kyle Gilbert. Kyle Gilbert, Sam up in the booth. Have you got me, sir? Hello, Kyle.
I got you. Sorry, I forgot I had a button.
No worries, man. Leading this thing after Tex Perry having some connection problems. How's it going for you out there, sir?
Oh, it's good. I've got my teammate behind me pushing me. He got a little involved in that one right there. He's got some right front damage. Hopefully he'll be able to tuck up behind me and push me some more. But the car is handling great.
Yeah, a lot of hard
I've got no issues with it.
Yeah, it looks like you're really controlling the pack well, but everybody behind you really racing hard. Is that going to be the story of the night? Everybody just racing each other hard and just trying to get to the front, or is it just going to be everybody's going to try and settle down at some point and just hopefully race this clean to the end?
Well, as long as they stay behind me, I don't care. I really don't care what they do.
Well, Kyle.
As long as they stay behind me.
Well, Kyle, you're doing a good job keeping them behind you, and you're still in the lead of this thing as we're halfway through the stage. Good luck for the rest of the race, and hopefully we'll be seeing you in victory lane later on.
Well, I hope so. Thank you.
As that was Kyle Gilbert, our current leader, out and on track right now, as he is leading this thing. He's got Cody Walling in second place with him, but Cody Walling has got that damage after that incident with Jeff Patterson and Elliott Smith. Marcus McFadden is back out on track now. He's actually rejoined the race. There he is in the 63. He is 7 laps down, but this is a long race. He's got enough time to get at least a few of those laps back. Let's go to our usual suspects. Mr. Spencer Preety is right there in 11th place, so still in there in the running in the early part of this race. Mark Arthur is there as well as Travis Brown, so those three are all together. Those three just can't be separated in any of the races in this series, as we looks like we're about to go 1 to green, maybe, I don't know. As I'm thinking, I'm going to need to take a couple of seconds after that incident, and for the next, I'm guessing it's going to be 5 laps to go. It's going to be a 5-lap shootout before the end of the stage. So when it goes green again, and it should be going green in the next lap if I'm right. I hope I'm right. As they are just coming through the tri-oval now, just waiting for the pace car lights to go off, and are they? No, lights are still on, so we're going for at least 1 more lap anyway. So let's bring another person down to chat to. Let's talk to Tex. And joining me in the booth right now is Mr. Tex Perry. Tex, how is your race going, sir?
Well, little connection issue there at the start. We just wanted to drop back and get to the back and kind of ride a little bit, let some of the wrecks work their way out. But other than that, so far we're still clean, holding in there right in 17th, waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, we did notice those connection problems going through turn 1, dropped you right to the back of the field. But you seem to be making some decent headway coming back for the field. Do you reckon you got a nice, good enough car underneath you to get to the front again?
I think so. I really think we have the fastest car on the track, personally. This setup's based off of my Q set, so I know it's got the gumption to go. It's just getting the clear room to go.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, long race, we're just trying to bide our time and slowly make our way up there.
Yeah, and you're talking about trying to find a gap to make it through. There doesn't seem to be many gaps to make it through, as everybody's choosing every single line they can to get around each other tonight. I'm sure it's going to settle down at some point. Is everybody just getting a feel for each other and seeing what line they can take right now and see where they can get the advantage?
I think that's a lot of it, honestly, is just trying to feel out some of the new drivers we've got tonight. And, a lot of guys wasn't able to get in for practices. They're still trying to feel out a little bit what the cars can do. Other than that, I think it's just making it to the last stage and then trying to set yourself up to make your move at the end.
All right, Tex. Looks like we're about to go 1 to green, so I'm going to let you go back up to your race chat, and good luck for the rest of the race, sir.
Appreciate it, fellas. Hopefully we can talk to you from Victory Lane.
Hopefully. But yeah, good luck, and hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane later. That was Tex Perry, our league owner, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, all-round good guy. As they are 2x2 now, the lights are finally off on the pace car. These pacing laps are ridiculous around Talladega. Carl Gilbert is currently your leader with Cody Walling in second. I can't help but think but Cody Walling is going to be in a bit of trouble on that restart, as he does have some front end damage on the car after that incident with Patterson and Smith. It's got on the second row we've got Herman Reynolds and Scott Ollison. Third row is going to be Eric Green and Bob Cunningham. Bob Cunningham making his way through the field, so good for him. Nelson Hill having a good run as well tonight. He is in 7th place. Troy Patterson is there in 8th. Mark Arthur 9th. Travis Brown 10th. And just outside the top 10 is that guy again, Mr. Spencer Preet. I'm just waiting for the guys to get going again. Just a quick recap before we go to our before we go to green again. We have had 2 cautions so far, both from really hard racing we've seen so far. Tex Perry starting on the pole but having connection issues, having to drop back for the pack. If you're just joining us, we just spoke to him and he said he did have connection problems that dropped him out of the running, but he is making his way back through the pack. Look for him to come for the field. He feels like he's got a fast car tonight as they're coming out of turn 4 now, and we're gonna have a 4-lap shootout before the end of stage 1, so hopefully they can keep it clean for at least 4 laps, because they seem to be going really at it as the pace car peels off. Is Gilbert going to go early again, or is he going to wait for the green this time? Look at Ollison right on the back of Walling. As away we go again, we're under green again, as Cody Walling actually does get some decent speed on that restart on the outside line. Is he going to file in behind Gilbert? And he does. And oh, there's someone spinning there. That's the 97. Let's go back and see what happened to him. That's not what you want to see, as that's Nelson Hill getting it all wrong. He does collect it up again, but really, really bad luck there for the 97, as we're going to go back to the leaders, as Carl Gilbert's still the leader, but look at Ollison. He's got to run on the outside, really pinch it down, as here comes Reynolds on the outside to help him. Ollison's going to get the clear as they come through turn 3, takes the bottom line. Ollison is your new leader as we're about to come to the end of the first stage. Walling almost getting into the back of Gilbert, and Reynolds is all on its own on that outside line. About to go 3 to go, and here comes Travis Brown. Look at Travis Brown coming for the field. He's on the outside as well. He's going to join onto the back of Reynolds as well. No, he's not. He's going to try and take it. He's got some hella speed coming through that corner, as Reynolds did go down to the bottom line. The 103 of Bob Cunningham having a few connection issues there as they come onto the backstretch. Got to get a bit more draft. Reynolds blocks him off there as they come along the backstretch. We're going to be 2 laps to go before the end of the stage. I'm seeing smoke on the track, so someone's having issues there out on track. As here comes Mark Arthur and Spencer Preet, they're on the outside as well. We're waiting for them to make the push forward as they get to the end of the first stage. They're 3 wide as they come out of turns 3 and 4. Mark Arthur's up to 3rd already. There's Spencer Preet right behind him. They've got to go for it at the end of the stage. This is going to get exciting. The final lap now. No, 2 laps to go, sorry. Before the end of the stage, and they're 2 by 2 already. As no, there's another incident there. That was...
You doing there, bud?
That was Troy Patterson getting into it. Disaster. Let's go back and see what happened to Troy Patterson. So both of the Pattersons really in trouble tonight as there we see him go for the tri-oval. That's the 411 on his inside. As, oh, the 411 accidentally spins him. Luckily, Patterson doesn't hit anybody. Oh, he does. Who did he hit, though? That's the problem. Wasn't Pruitt. Wasn't Nelson Hill. Newton, no. Let's go back and watch that for Troy Patterson. As he is up and running again, but he did hit somebody. I think it was Tyler Vickery he hit as well. Oh, the 357, that was Pruitt he did hit. Pruitt not really having anywhere to go. He didn't really get it slowed down enough to get around him, as Tyler Vickery got a piece of it as well by the looks of things. Let's go back and see if it was him that got a piece of it. And that's going to be the end of stage 1. Oh, no, that wasn't Tyler Vickery. Tyler Vickery looks like he's got a bit of damage on his right front, but not really entirely sure. Anyway, let's go back to the live feed there, as we're going to give you our stage results. Mark Arthur is going to come home with the stage win after one hell of a run near the end there. Spencer Preet 2nd, Scott Ollison 3rd, Herman Reynolds 4th, 5th is Kyle Gilbert after leading on that restart and getting freight train near the end. Travis Brown is 6th, Cody Walling 7th, 8th Bob Cunningham, 9 is Dustin Adams, and 10th and getting the single point for finishing in that position is Eric Green, as everyone's going to bring it down pit side now. Let's see who brought it down. As you see, Cody Walling bringing it down there, and can only assume he's going to get some damage fixed there. Or is he? No, he's not. So he's not taking tyres, he's not taking fuel. Well, he might be taking fuel, but he's definitely not taking tyres. As that was David Rudolph just left the pits there. So lots of hard racing as they come to the end of stage 1. Wow, what a first stage. 3 cautions. Let's go through the summary already. I'm already out of breath and we're already at the end of the first stage. Mark Arthur is your leader. There's been 2 lead changes, 3 cautions, 10 caution laps, and there's still 74 laps remaining, so a lot more action to come, so please stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. As we see our leader there, Mark Arthur, leading this pack as Marcus McFadden. Looks like he's getting a wave around, so good to see him actually getting a couple of laps back. Wow. Now, I did say last time around we were going to take it to crank it up. I want to speak to Mark Arthur and Spencer, either Mark Arthur or Spencer Preet, and see what the deal is with that. And joining me in the booth is Mr. Mark Arthur. Mark, one hell of a run at the end of that stage then. Did you and Spencer have that planned then?
Yeah, we've been planning to stay in the back and just take it easy, and then right there it was stage points, so we didn't pit, and I figured just to make a run to try to get the stage.
Yeah, you definitely got the stage as you and Spencer really getting a hell of a lot of speed coming out of the corners there and really taking it at the end, and obviously the wreck there working in your favor. Is that going to be the trend for the rest of the race? Are you going to try and stay in the back and make your way forward, or is this it now? You're going to try and stay at the front?
Nah, we're probably going to do the same thing. Try to stay at the back. There's a lot of cars there tonight, and a lot of rookies it look like. So we're gonna let them try to sort it out and see if we can get back to the front end of this stage.
Okay, Mark. Well, good luck for the rest of the race, and we hope to see you in victory lane later. But hopefully we're going to make it 3 in a row tonight.
Thanks, Sam.
As that was Mark Arthur just explaining his actions at the end of that stage there for his reason for getting to the front there. But you heard it here first, guys. He's going to try and drop back, and he has done. He's been in pit road while we've been talking to him, and that's going to put Tex Perry at the front of the field now. So Tex Perry getting back to the front as he stayed out along with Tyler Vickery, and it looked like, well, David Rudolph pit in the early part of the caution. So good to see him up there. Tex Perry and Tyler Vickery 10 laps on their stint as Rudolph, Larry Anderson, Doug Thompson. Doug Thompson, has he taken a fast repair? Possibly not, because we know how they like to keep it. No. Good old Doug. As we've got a couple of blinkers up there. It looked like it was Tex Perry that blinked for a second then, as Tyler Vickery maybe trying to get some damage checked, because yeah, he does have some damage on that left front there after collecting the spinning car of Troy Patterson. Unfortunate for Tyler there, as he is trying to get some luck out of these races. He's not had much luck lately, so hopefully his luck will turn around tonight. Touch wood. Can you hear that? That's me touching wood off the table. No innuendos. Thank you. Right, as we look like we're about to go too wide again, let's take a look at the pace car. Yeah, we'll find out in a second. These pace laps are really, really long. As yes, the lights are off on the pace car, so we're going to get them green again. Going to green again on lap 24 of 94, and stage 2 will be underway again. As you see Tyler Vickery there weaving the tyres there, trying to get some heat into his now 11 lap old tyres, but these cautions working in his favour. Not going to really panic about having older tyres, as this caution has really helped to cool the tyres off, and is probably just getting some heat back into them before we go green again. We've got Reynolds and Anderson there, Anderson being involved in an early incident, so good to see him back up there again. He was involved in the first caution. Doug Thompson there in 5th place, Cody Walling 6th, 7th is Eric Green, 8th is Carlton Hendry. Carlton Hendry had a terrible race last week at Richmond, so it's good to see him up the field. Herman Reynolds there in 9th, Russ Charneski is in 10th. Charneski been running midfield, ran at the front for most of the race last week, but really didn't pay off, so he's taking it easy tonight and running in the mid-pack. So here they are, coming through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to get stage 2 underway. And as I already said, I'm completely out of breath after all the action we've seen so far tonight. Tyler Vickery on the outside in that PH Aware number 24. On the inside is Tex Perry in that Dodge number 85. So Tex Perry started first. He's back at the front again after connection problems on the first lap. Let's see how he does there as the pace car peels off. And is he going to hold him to the green? He did last time. And it looks like he might do it again tonight. Let's listen in. And away we go. Stage 2 is underway. Tyler Vickery not really getting going. As there goes Rudolph through on the inside of Vickery. Vickery missing the mark, missing his marks there. As here comes Anderson on the inside of Vickery. Vickery's going to lose second place, third place now, and he's dropped to 4th as he's got a bit of a gap to Doug Thompson, so he might be able to drop in, or can he? He does, as they're like a angry pack of dogs behind him. Look at that. There's James Bunce. Let's go back to him. They're racing hard again as they're coming through turns 3 and on to 4. Bunce has got Ollison right behind him, and that looks like it's Jeff Patterson on the outside. No, it's not. That's Carlton Hendry. That's going to be confusing. We've got 2 NOS cars, 2 identical NOS cars out there. That's going to be confusing. As we go back to Travis Brown there, he's right behind Jeff Patterson. Jeff Patterson have to use a fast repair after that violent crash he had earlier in the race. The 227 of Carl Gilbert there in P12 as they're coming out of turns 3 and 4. Let's go to the front of the field as we're about to go. Crank it up. As we've got trouble at the end of the Crank It Up cam, let's go back to what happened there. Let's go to Cody Walling. Cody Walling's in trouble again. Let's go back and find out what happened, as there was an incident before that involving Herman Reynolds. Herman Reynolds and Chinesky getting into it and going for the grass, as Cody Walling is on the outside there. Let's see what happens there. As who's that on the outside? I didn't see that. That looks like it was Ollison, and it was Ollison getting into it with Cody Walling. So let's go and have a look at what happened there. Let's go to Ollison's cockpit as we see him there behind Herman Reynolds. They're about to get into their incident there. Actually, they got stacked up behind him. On the outside, and got into the back of Cody Walling and spun him around. So big error there by the number 39 of Scott Ollison, taking it through the grass, and he's going to either have to burn a fast repair or pit farm that thing, because that is tweaked. Go back to our live feed now as Tyler Vickery is leading this thing after caution number 4 comes out. David Rudolph is sitting in second place. There he is, as they've just been into pit road. So people being down, they haven't been down to pit road, they've all just caught the pace car. I hate these pacing laps, but that's why I always look forward to it to go green again, because the pacing laps are just so long. That's what she said. Anyway, Tyler Vickery got to bring him down pit road now. Let's bring our pit board up. Let's bring the pit camera up, as they're all going to come down now. There's Russ Charneski in pit road. Unfortunately, he had that spin with Reynolds before the caution came out. As Rudolph slips through his stall, Tyler Vickery in pit road. Let's see what kind of a time he gets. As Rudolph is going to be the first one out of pit road, but it looks like he's only taken 2 tyres. 7.7 seconds in his stall. Reynolds is going to be out second. Vickery going to be out third. And there comes Anderson and Eric Green. There's Travis Brown. There's Tex Perry, who had more connection issues during the cranking up cam. So unfortunate there for the number 85. We have had 2 retirements so far in this race as we go back to the Fox cam. And Spencer Preet is now in the lead. Bob Cunningham taking it behind the wall, and Chuck Smith retiring on early on in the race. So Spencer Preet is your leader here right now as we're under caution number 4. Carl Gilbert is in second. Doug Thompson is third. Fourth is Jeff Patterson. Fifth, and running out of top 5 is Jonathan Bergeron, having a good night tonight so far. Elliot Smith is 6th. 7th is David Rudolph. 8th is Herman Reynolds. 9th now is Tyler Vickery after bringing it down pit road. 10th is Larry Anderson. 11th is Eric Green. 12th is Travis Brown. 13th is Dustin Adams in that number 64 Reese's machine. 14th is Mark Arthur in the Powerpuff Girls machine. There's something happened there. Someone checked up. Mark Arthur there again, yeah, in the Powerpuff Girls machine, as Adam Jocelyn there is there in the 15th spot in the SPV machine, I want to say. I could be wrong. Who knows? As Mark McFadden looks like he's getting another lap back, and is he? Not sure. Anyway, let's go back to our leaders. Spencer Preet there in the lead. He is finally made his way to the front after pushing Mark Arthur to the stage win earlier and falling back due to the pit stops before. It looks like he's got a bit of damage on that car, or is that just my eyesight going wrong? I could be going wrong. Wrong on the head. As yeah, 4 cautions in, 30 on lap 30 of 94, so we're halfway through stage 2. We had 4 cautions already. So great racing tonight. Great. Everybody is super competitive in these cars, and it's amazing to see out on track, but some people probably going in a bit way too over their heads, and maybe that's what's bringing the caution out. I'm not sure, but definitely some competitive racing as we see Tyler Vickery taken to the high line there in the background. Probably just staying out of everyone's way at this particular moment. Not going to do any interviews right now, as I'm just going to take a couple of seconds to have a little break, and I need a break, I need a drink. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. As we are back here live on Bofa Broadcasting, we are here in the Major League eSports Series, Catalyst Mints Series in the K&N cars. We're here at Talladega, currently 31 laps in out of 94, so we're halfway through stage 2. Seeing 4 cautions already. A lot of competitive racing tonight and a lot more action to come, so please stay tuned if you are just joining us. Let's go through some sponsors, shall we? Want to give a quick shout out to PZ Overlays, the suppliers of tonight's overlay. If you want something on for your broadcast, he is the man to look at. That's Mr. Paul Zota. Foreskin Podcast, if you like superheroes and you want to hear people talk crap about superheroes, great podcast. You can find them on all the streams like Spotify, iTunes and everything else. And just want to give a shout out to pH Aware, one of the most undiagnosable diseases out there. If you want more information on pulmonary hypertension and how you can raise awareness and get help find a cure for that thing, then go to phaware.global. So going through turns 3 and just coming out of turn 4 now. We're about to get them going again. Focused in on Spencer Preet there, our current leader. As the pace car peels off, we're going to get him going again at the halfway point through stage 2. Holding him down this time round. Is he going to get him going? Let's listen in. Green flag is out and away we go. Halfway through stage 3 and look at Elliott Smith already choosing a third line there on the outside. He's got some speed in that number 91 machine and he wants to get to the front as quickly as possible. He's got Travis Brown right behind him. Carl Gilbert staying on that outside line. He's got Jeff Patterson on right behind him. They're getting very close as Elliott Smith is still on the high line as they come out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. They're 3 wide still. Elliott Smith is really enjoying these 3 wides tonight as he was in the middle of a 3 wide earlier. They're really getting chippy as we're halfway through stage 2. Travis Brown trying to make his way through the middle there. Gets his way up to second place and Spencer Preet now is dropping a ton of positions as here comes Mark Arthur as well. Through the middle of the top 5 behind Jeff Patterson. Pushing Jeff Patterson up to the front. But can he make it work? That's the question. Very difficult around here at Talladega, but now your leader is Carl Gilbert with Travis Brown making a hellacious move on Spencer Preet to get up to second place. There comes Jeff Patterson now up to second place, being pushed by Mark Arthur. Very contentious racing as they're getting a bit chippy behind. Let's go back to Cody Walling, who's actually made his way back up into the top 10. Gonna go on the outside of Herbert Reynolds. Got a lot of speed in that number 00 machine. So very, very good racing at the moment as they're still 2 by 2 at the front. As it's now Travis Brown on the outside being pushed by Mark Arthur. Jeff Patterson's actually fallen back. And he's got Cody Walling behind him. And Herbert Reynolds is right there in 8th place. Tyler Vickery is just holding on to the top 10 behind Elliott Smith, Elliott Smith is all over the track right now, trying to gain a position on Herbert Reynolds. Not going to make it work with only himself on the outside, or is he going to make it work? Here he comes out of turn 2. Yes, he's going to make it work. He's on the outside. He's got David Rudolph. No, David Rudolph's not going to help him. As they're getting scattered now, coming through turns 3 and 4. Elliott Smith has got the clear on Reynolds. Here comes David Rudolph as well. Tyler Vickery's got to fall back in line as well. Tyler Vickery falling back to 11th place. Let's go back to our leaders as they're now in single file. We're going to go 6 to go before the caution comes out now for the end of stage 2 as Travis Brown is now our leader here at Talladega. Mark Arthur second, Spencer Preet is third, Carl Vincent Gilbert is fourth, and Jeff Patterson running out the top 5. Cody Walling, after everything he's been through tonight, is still there. And he has burned the fast repair now, so he needs to be careful at this point in the race. Larry Anderson is up to 7th. Elliott Smith is 8th as he's finally managed to get to the clear on Rudolph, Vickery and Reynolds. Actually, Reynolds has fallen back and has now got Russ Czarnecki for company on the outside. I can't help but think that Reynolds has got some speed issues there, as here comes Czarnecki and Dustin Adams on his outside, and Dustin Adams and Czarnecki are through on the number 92 as he falls further back through the field. Five laps to go before the end of stage 2, and it is everybody in the front pack that is single file. You see Tyler Vickery getting a bit wavy there at the back of that front pack. Tyler Vickery up into 10th place, so that's your top 10 in shot there, as it looks like David Rudolph's got to choose the outside line. Tyler Vickery's got to try and go with him, but can he stick with him? That's the question, as Larry Anderson considers to come to the top as well. They've got to try and go around the outside of Elliott Smith, but Elliott Smith... no, David Rudolph is... they're not really making some headway on the 91. So it might be a bit difficult given the way the draft is right now. Everybody all together in the top 10. Russ Czarnecki is about a second behind out of the draft, but he's having the living daylights pushed out of him by Dustin Adams in that number 64 Reese's machine, as Tyler Vickery still pushing David Rudolph, but not working, as David Rudolph looks like he's going to drop to the bottom line, as does Tyler Vickery. So they attempted it, but it didn't quite work out for them, as Travis Brown is still the leader, as we're going to go 3 to go before the end of stage 2. Who is going to make the move to try and push their way to the front of the pack at the end of stage 2? That's the question. They come out of turn 2. Travis Brown still your leader there. Everybody's still pretty... oh, and that is Elliott Smith in the wall again. What has happened to Smith? As oh, he collects Ollison. Almost collects Tex Perry as well. Let's go back and watch what happened to Smith. So that's caution number 5 out now. Let's see what happened to him. Looks like coming out of turn 2. Oh, gets turned by Herman Reynolds. Oh, David Rudolph going for one hell of a ride there. Let's go back and watch that. So they're all together there. Looks like Elliott Smith loses a bit of speed there, coming out of turn 2, and David Rudolph trying to get into it, but no! They get into each other. David Rudolph getting some airtime there, as Elliott Smith falls to the back. Almost collects Ollison, manages Tex Perry just about manages to get away with it, but wow, that was one hell of a wreck for Elliott Smith. David Rudolph got some severe damage on that car too, as he's brought it pit side now. So that's going to end stage 2. Let's do the little graphic. There we go. Stage end. As the green and white checker comes out. So, I'm just going to wait for them to cross the line so it's confirmed that the end of the stage is as it is. As people did take a pit side, I'm not sure that was the wise decision, as looks like Dustin has got some damage there on his car. So I wonder if Dustin got into someone got into the back of Dustin on that whole melee where they were trying to slow down. Dustin Adams got some damage on the back of that Reese's machine. As we're going to go to our top 10 now. It looks pretty academic at this point. So winning the stage now, winning stage 2 is Travis Brown. Just missing out on stage win is Mark Arthur. Third is Spencer Preet. 4th, Tyler Vickery, great run from him. 5th, Dustin Adams. 6th, James Bunt. 7th, Tex Perry. 8th, Eric Green. 9th, Carl Gilbert. And 10th, Russ Charneski. So, good running there. Just an unfortunate incident between Rudolph and Elliott Smith. And unfortunately, Elliott Smith has been forced to put his car behind the wall, as he had already burnt a fast repair. So, unfortunate for the 91. Been having some good runs lately, but tonight really not getting it hooked up, as there we are looking at our leader Travis Brown getting to the front when it mattered. Same for Mark Arthur. Well, Spencer Priest started at the front on that last restart. Tyler Vickery making his way through the field. He's up to 4th, so he's got one hell of a machine underneath him. As I'm trying to find Travis Brown. There he is. Let's talk to Mr. Travis Brown as... wait, are the pace car light's going to go off this time? If they're not, then I'm going to talk to Travis Brown, because I want to see what his thoughts are at this stage of the race. And see how things are. Tony, I believe what you're saying, that it is tough being up here on your own. Unfortunate for Nate Siefka having connection issues there here tonight. So let's talk to Mr. Travis Brown, as he's with me in the booth right now. Travis Brown, have you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Travis, congratulations on the Stage 2 win. What are your thoughts going on to the end of the race now?
We're just going to try to stay out of trouble. That's pretty much what we've been doing the whole race. We've kind of rode in the back, and then towards the end of the stage moved up, and got pretty aggressive that last stage, because that was pretty much what it was going to take. Everybody was being pretty wild up there, and once we got out front, looked like we had the speed to stay up front. So I don't know, I think this last little bit's going to be pretty wild, so I think I'm going to try to hang out towards the back again for a little while and make a charge pretty late, and hopefully not get wrecked.
Well, yeah, it has been a pretty wild race so far. We've seen plenty of wrecks here tonight. We've had 3 legitimate cautions here tonight. Well, 5 legitimate cautions, because both of the stages ended under wrecks. But has it been tough getting past people and trying to get around the people that are actually driving pretty wild tonight?
I mean, up at the front, there's a few guys that have pretty good speed. You can tell that they've worked on their setups a lot. You know, a lot of the guys that qualified pretty well are pretty fast, so you have to time your runs right and make sure you have somebody with you to get around them. But and then some of the guys are just sucking up from the back, and you can kind of tell which ones are up there on speed, and then what the other ones who just kind of followed up there, because some of them are all over the place. But most everybody, I mean, it's not easy getting around some of them, but when me, Mark, and Preet and Dustin have been getting lined up, we've been able to make some stuff happen.
Okay, as we see a fake pit in there, so...
yeah, well, I wasn't trying to pick. I didn't know what the plan was there. I had my teammate muted, so I was trying to see what their idea was there.
Okay, Travis, well, it looks like the lights are going to go off on the pace car soon, so we'll let you get back up to the TeamSpeak channel, and good luck for the rest of the race.
Alrighty, I appreciate it.
As that was current race leader, Mr. Travis Brown, looking to be a bit conservative on the restart. Let's go back to the Fox cam there, as we are going to... Well, the lights are off on the pace car, so... Definitely going to be an interesting last few laps. It looks like Mark Arthur's got a bit of damage on the back of his car. I can't really tell. But there is our leading pack. We've got Travis Brown at the front. We've got Mark Arthur on the outside, Spencer Preet on the inside on row 2. Tyler Vickery there in 4th. As I'm trying to find the results thing, but it's not showing up. There it is. Dustin Adams is there in 5th in the Reese's machine. Tex Perry up to 6th again. Is still having connection issues. Unfortunate for the 85, but still making his way back to the front. Carl Gilbert is there in 8th place. Sorry. Eric Green 9th. Jeff Patterson 10th. He's been through a lot tonight as well. Russ Charneski, he's been for the wars too. Larry Anderson also been for the wars. As has Cody Walling. Hunter King, he's been one we not really mentioned tonight. Still there in 14th place, so good for him to see him up there. Doug Thompson, another quiet one here tonight. He's actually used his fast repair now, so he's going to have a fast car underneath him again. Marshall Newton, another one we've not really spoke about tonight. A lot of people we've not spoke about tonight, but we will get to them eventually, as we're going to go back to the front now as we're about to go green once again. Just going to make sure I'm live, because you never know. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before, trust me. As we're just waiting for the pace car to peel off now, as they're just coming into the tri-oval now. There goes the pace car. Travis Brown nearly follows him. I'm not sure what that was about. As we've got the 3 teammates there all together. Travis Brown holding them down so far, getting ready to go again as we're waiting for the green to come out. As the final stage begins and they're all under power again. Great restart by everybody at the front as we are going to go to the end of the race now. No more stage cautions. And it's just straight racing from here. Mark Arthur on that outside. He's being pushed by Tyler Vickery. Tyler Vickery in that PH aware machine really up there this time round as he's got to take the inside line coming out of turn 2. Looks like Tex Perry's having more issues there as he's gone onto the apron and backed off. Yeah, more connection issues there for the 85 as we go back to our leader. Travis Brown has got Spencer Preet behind him. Mark Arthur falling back to 4th place now behind Tyler Vickery, as there is Dustin Adams still in P5 with that damaged back end, as Carl Gilbert has actually made his way back up into the top 6 now. So good to see him getting back up the field, as there is the 19 of Russ Charneski behind him too. Seeing James Bunce there on the outside there, trying to make the outside line work. Not going to make it work if he's on his own. He's got somebody else up there with him. It was Larry Anderson, but he files in behind Eric Green. So Eric Green sticking to that bottom line as we're looking at the top 3 now. Spencer Preet bump drafted with Travis Brown as they come through turns 3 and 4. Tyler Vickery there in 3rd place, Mark Arthur 4th, Dustin Adams is 5th, Carl Gilbert in 6th. As James Bond still sticking to that outside line, not sure if that's working in his favour. He's all on his own out there. So he's going to fall to the back of the field now behind Jonathan Bergeron, who's there in the 43 Golf machine. Is he going to file in behind the 43? Let's take a look. No, he's not. He's still sticking to that outside line, so really trying to make it work there, as now he drops to the bottom line as Bergeron is now going to try the outside line on Herman Reynolds. He's going to try it. He's got a bit of momentum coming out of turn 4. As that is Ollison blinking again. Unfortunate there for Ollison, having a few issues himself, as good bit of speed coming out of turn 4 onto the tri-oval for Bergeron, as looks like Thompson is up there in the outside line. He's got Jeff Patterson with him. Russ Charneski's going to make it up to the top line as well, as Doug Thompson's going to switch places and drop to the bottom. So let's go to Charneski. Where is he? There he is. Former champion in this series, so he's got a bit of damage on his left hand side, but not really hampering him too much, as he's got Patterson and Walling behind him Bit of help there. Oh, Dustin Adams getting a bit out of shape coming out of turn 4. Nearly getting it all wrong in front of Carl Gilbert. There they are coming out of turns 1 and 2. As everybody's getting chippy again, it looks like there might be 3 wide back there. That is Charneski in the middle, Walling on the outside. As they get it figured out, and it looks like Walling is pushing Patterson to the front again as Patterson wants to get to the front again. Oh, getting a bit chippy there is Patterson. Oh, that was a very late lane change. I think that wasn't Marshall Newton. That was the 95 of Hunter King making one hell of a late lane change. So almost getting into trouble there in the 95, but gets it collected very easily. I apologise if my commentary is not what it was before, but my God, this has been one hell of a race. As we're still looking at the front pack there, everybody waving from side to side in that aero push, really struggling to keep that car in a straight line as they're going through turns 3 and 4. Walling still pushing Patterson to the front, and it looks like it's successful so far as they are almost there. Walling is there, Gilbert is now behind Walling, Thompson is up there too, Charneski's up there. Looks like Marshall Newton is up there as well. And Ollison's there too, so lots of people up on the high line. Travis Brown still holding on to the lead, being pushed by Spencer Preet and Tyler Vickery, so still got a lot of momentum on that bottom line as here comes Jeff Patterson again being pushed by a whole load of cars now, so lots of momentum either side, but still not as much as the inside line as they go through turns 3 and 4. As, oh, Walling loses it! Walling loses it! It's over for him. That's his race. What happened to Walling? Big disaster there, as that is the big one. Lots of cars involved in that. Looks like Bergeron was involved. Let's go back and see what happened there as Walling getting a bit out of shape in turns 3 and 4. Oh, bit of netcoat there. Gilbert involved. Oh. Definitely the big one. Charneski was in that too. Doug Thompson in that. Anderson's in that. Lots of good cars involved in that wreck, and really, really not what you want to see at this point of the race. It looks like Eric Green was in that too. David Rudolph maybe was in that. Charneski was definitely in that. Gilbert in that. What a poor thing to see from Gilbert. Absolutely dominant in this first part of the race, but really getting the worst of luck in there. Cody Walling is probably going to put his car behind the wall now. Charneski in pit road now. As we're under caution number 6 now. Tim Pruitt on pit road still. There he is in the 357. Let's go back to our leaders as they're bringing it down pit road now. Let's go to our pit cam and bring up the pit stop counter as Travis Brown, Spencer Preet, Tyler Vickery, Mark Arthur, Adam Jocelyn, Hunter King, Dustin Adams, Jonathan Bergeron, and a whole gaggle of other cars are in pit road. Let's see where they hit their stalls at. Oh, as Dustin Adams just burnt, he just had to burn a fast repair there. Bergeron getting it all wrong, getting into his stall. Who's going to jump first? As it looks like Spencer Preet's going to win the race off pit road. So Preet off first, Arthur off second, Brown off third, and Vickery off fourth. So Spencer Preet winning the race off pit road right there. As Jeff Patterson stayed out, as did Marshall Newton. So 2 people staying out there, and we're going to have one very angry Mr. Marcus McFadden if Patterson doesn't pit because Mark McFadden's going to lose his way. Marcus McFadden's going to lose his wave around. Let's take the pit stop board down. So yeah, a lot of good cars involved in that one. The cars behind the wall right now are Eric Green, Scott Ollison was involved in that too. Elliott Smith, involved in an earlier accident, is behind the wall. Mark McFadden still out on track, as you can see on your screen there. Trying to get the wave around. He's 5 laps down now. He was 7 laps down at one point, so good to see him still challenging out there in that number 63 Shell machine. Tim Pruitt is in pit road, but he's down 20 laps. Bob Cunningham, he's 30 laps down, but he's behind the wall. Chuck Smith retired in the early running of this race. Let's go back to our leader, Jeff Patterson. The rookie is at the front there. Challenging for the lead before the big one happened, so really good to see him up there, as that is the 76 of... Wait for it. I always say that. That was Marshall Newton going down pit road. So Spencer Pruitt winning the race off pit road there. Marshall Newton's going to take a pit side, so he's going to drop to the back now. Mark Arthur is going to, as Marcus McFadden goes into pit road too, Mark Arthur is going to be 3rd. Travis Brown is going to be 4th. Tyler Vickery is going to be 5th. Dustin Adams, after using the fast repair, is 6th. 7th is Hunter King. 8th is James Bunt. 9th is Nelson Hill. 10th is Troy Patterson. Herman Reynolds is 11th. Adam Jocelyn is 12th. Carlton Hendry is 13th. Tex Perry still in it despite all the connection problems. He's in 14th. David Rudolph bringing it down pit road. He's in 15th. Larry Anderson in pit road 2. He's pit farming that car. He's in 16th. Marshall Newton, as we just mentioned, dropped now down to 16th. Jonathan Bergeron, one hell of a damaged car there in that number 43 Golf machine. He is down in 18th. Russ Charneski's back out on track now after using a fast repair. He is in 19th, albeit 1 lap down. And Carl Vincent Gilbert is also back out again after using a fast repair for himself. As we see Tim Pruitt there, still going. So he may be 20 laps down, but he's still in it. Well, just a glorified test session for the number 357, but he's still there, so you got to applaud him for his determination to stay in it. As we go back to our leaders now, that is Jeff Patterson on the front there. Tyler Vickery still using that high line while under caution, so very much staying out of the way while the caution laps are going on. So we're going to see if the lights go off on the pace car again here for this one. Before we do, let's give a shout out to our sponsors for tonight again. We're going to, obviously this race being brought to you by the Catalyst Mints series. Catalyst Mints are the sponsors of this series, so check them out. They're good. Obviously, if they're sponsoring this series. Anyway, PZ Overlays is another one. We've got to give a shout out to Mr. Paul Zota, supplying the best overlays out there. If you want an overlay for your broadcast, please give Paul Zota a shout. He is the guy that supplied tonight's overlay. So, definitely worth checking out there. Also want to give a shout out to the Thorskin podcast. If you like superheroes, you like... to hear people talking rubbish about superheroes, then please do check these guys out. They are the funniest guys out there. Alex Whiteley and Jimmy Rose are the hosts of that show, and they bring you the best superhero and movie news and entertainment news that you can think of. Check them out, they're very good. They're on all streaming sources, Spotify, Podbean, all of them. Spotify, iTunes, everything. Also want to give a shout out to pH Aware, one of the most undiagnosable diseases out there, very hard to detect, and as you can see it on the right hand, you can see it on Tyler Vickery's car. He's sporting the pH Aware on his car as well tonight. Pulmonary hypertension is one of the most difficult diseases out there to find, and if you want to help share awareness and make a donation or get some more information, please do go to phaware.global. Now, as you can see there, Tyler Vickery has got that pH Aware logo on his car. As the R2x2 again, the lights are off on the pace car. We're on lap 53 of 94. We've had 6 cautions. Let's bring up the summary there for you right now. Jeff Patterson is currently our leader. 9 lead changes, 6 cautions for 21 laps, with 42 laps remaining at Talladega Superspeedway. Waiting for the pace car to peel off once again. As we're still waiting for the pace car to peel off. As they're all 2x2 apart from Dustin Adams, who's on there on the outside, waiting for Jeff Patterson to get him going. Is he going to go early? Is he going to go late? Who knows? Let's listen in. And away we go again. We're under green again on lap 54 of 94. Jeff Patterson getting off to a decent start, as I've lost everybody. There we go. They're back again. Only kidding. Jeff Patterson getting off to a decent start there, as Spencer Preet is there in second. Going to get a run for the lead there with his teammates behind him, Mark Arthur and Travis Brown. Spencer Preet gets the clear. Mark Arthur's going to get the clear, and Travis Brown looks like he's going to get the clear too. So all 3 teammates getting around Jeff Patterson on the freshest tyres out there, and they are going to be 1, 2 and 3. Again, here comes Dustin Adams on the outside of Patterson now, as there's a caution out. We have a caution. That is Carlton Hendry and Marshall Newton in trouble. Let's go back and find out what happened. Carlton Hendry in the middle there. On the inside was the 227 of Gilbert. Oh, Anderson and Carlton Hendry came together, came on the track, and oh my goodness me, what a wreck. Rudolph was in it too. Newton getting collected by the 21, and that was a scary, scary incident right there. Let's go and watch it again. Collects Newton. Rudolph's nowhere to go, and we have got a gyro cam of that. As yeah, he gets into it, goes back up the track, collects Newton. Oh no! Yeah, that's a head spinner. Wow. Everybody collecting it up again as we're under caution number 7. Whew. As fake pitting galore there, as Spencer Preet nearly fools everybody. As James Bunce is the one that got fooled. He's going to go down to pit road and get some new tyres and fuel. Spencer Preet doing the old trick there. The old little trickster you. As we've got Perry on pit road, Reynolds on pit road, Rudolph's on pit road, Bunce is on pit road as we've just seen. Bergeron's on pit road. I wonder if he's burned his fast repair yet. Let's find out. No, he's actually getting some damage fixed there, so unfortunate there for the number 43. So everybody slowed it down again. as I am gonna speak to... Oh, do I dare? No, let's not. Let's not. As yeah, Cody Walling has now put his car behind the wall. Doug Thompson is still on pit road. He has got a severely damaged car there after being caught in the big one, and he's obviously repairing a lot of damage in that machine. Marcus McFadden is now to pick 21. He might be 5 laps down, but he's actually making his way through the wrecks and actually getting the positions that he needs despite being that many laps down. So good to see him still going at it. Same for Tim Pruitt. He's another trooper out there. He's in P27, albeit 3 cars in front of him, well, 5 cars in front of him are currently inactive at this moment, but 20 laps down, he's got plenty of time to get those laps back ahead of those guys that are out of this race right now. Spencer Pruitt, your leader. Mark Arthur 2nd, Travis Brown 3rd, Jeff Patterson 4th, Dustin Adams 5th, Tyler Vickery 6th, 7th is Troy Patterson, 8th is Hunter King, 9th is Nelson Hill, and rounding out your top 10 is Mr. Adam Jocelyn, who's right there in the number 83. While everybody's pacing now, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to catch my breath. I will be back in approximately 30 seconds. And we are back here at Talladega Superspeedway. Currently looking at our 10th place man right now, Mr. Adam Jocelyn. Let's go back to our leader, as it looks like the pace car lights are about to go off once again. Are they? Let's find out. I'm having fun. I'm actually, to be perfectly honest, I am enjoying this race. Lots of hard racing out here. Everybody just wants to get to the front, and everybody just taking it to the max tonight, and it's really, really good to see. As the lights are now off on the pace car, we're still looking at Spencer Pruitt there, our current leader. Mark Arthur is in 2nd, Travis Brown 3rd. Jeff Patterson is in 4th place after... He's still on old tyres, you know. He's not been down pit road yet. He's 19 laps on those tyres right now, so... Gonna find it difficult on the restart, as he does get side by side with Travis Brown. Tyler Vickery still choosing that outside line despite the fact that they are now 1 to green. we go back to... Where is he? I just seen him. Carlton Hendry there with that damaged car. Not sure if he's used the fast repair already, but he's still there with that damaged machine. Had a very violent crash as well, so not sure if he is going to be able to drive that, stay with the lead pack, so to speak. But anyway, we're about to go green again as they're making their way through turns 3 and 4. Spencer Preet, your leader. Mark Arthur second. Travis Brown third. Jeff Patterson fourth. Dustin Adams 5th. Tyler Vickery is in 6th. 7th is Troy Patterson. Not really seen much of him since he was involved in the wreck earlier. Hunter King, after making that daring move earlier, is in 8th place as the lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to get him going again. Waiting for Spencer Preet to hit the loud pedal as they come through the tri-oval, and
Green flag.
the green flag's out, and away we go again. Caution number 7 is over. We're about to begin lap 59. Let's see how they do this time round as they're still side by side going across the line and coming into turn 1 and 2. Coming out of turn 2 now. There's Mark Arthur on the outside of Spencer Preet, trying to find a gap to get in behind Preet, but he's got Jeff Patterson pushing on his back bumper right now. Jeff Patterson, 20 lap old tyres he's got, still able to hang with the big boys as he's right there on the outside of Dustin Adams, who's also there too. Tyler Vickery being shuffled back a bit as he's got Troy Patterson on his inside, but he has got Hunter King right behind him in that number 95 machine. Let's go back to Spencer Preet there. He's still holding on to that lead with Travis Brown behind him. Mark Arthur has actually found a gap to get down low as he is now right behind Travis Brown in that 3rd spot, or is he? Because here comes Jeff Patterson again, being pushed somewhat by Tyler Vickery. Not really, as Tyler Vickery's not really able to latch onto the back, as Hunter King now drops to the bottom line, and now Jeff Patterson drops down. Everybody going to go single file now. Maybe this is the point where everybody's just going to settle down and just run their race before it's go time with about 10-15 laps to go. As Jeff Patterson is still on that outside. Oh, there's a big one! Tyler Vickery's in it! What happened there? As caution number 8 is out now. Oh, Tyler Vickery loses it and he takes James Bunce and Hunter King with him. Unfortunate there for Tyler Vickery. Let's go back and see what happened in the cockpit. That's not him. Come on. Yeah. Let's go back another 10 seconds and find out what happened. There he is, Mr. Tyler Vickery. Oh, he gets into the back of, looks like, no, not Marshall Newton. Adam Jocelyn, maybe? But anyway, he loses it, and yeah, that's... Thankfully, he's still got a fast repair, so Tyler Vickery is not out of this yet, so don't count him out at this moment, as he's not brought it down pit road, and neither has James Bunce, so I'm guessing they're waiting for pit lane to open. So unfortunate there for Vickery in the 24. Let's go back to our leaders once again. That is Spencer Preet, that is Travis Brown, that is Mark Arthur, as they're saying Dustin Adams is the leader, but did Dustin Adams get the lead before the caution came out? I don't think he did. No, he didn't. I thought as much. I wasn't going mad. But there they all are. They've caught the pace car now as Spencer Preet still leads this thing as they're going to bring it down pit side now. A late call there by the number 27, but they are bringing it pit side right now. Put the pit board up there as everyone's bringing it down pit road. Tyler Vickery's got no choice but to bring it down pit road. But who's going to win this? Watch for Mark Arthur. He's been the master of pit stops lately, getting his race wins through the pit stops as looks like it's going to be a change of tyres as Spencer Preet wins the race off pit road, followed by Travis Brown, and looks like Jeff Patterson's going to get third off pit road. So everybody getting a decent stop in there. Looks like Jonathan Bergeron finally used his fast repair. Tyler Vickery actually taking his car pit side and getting that fast repair done. Let's go and have a look at him right now. Is he taking the fast repair? It's hard to tell. You're only looking at the back of his car with that little tear in the back. Yes, he has used his fast repair. So Tyler Vickery back up to speed again. He's got it all to do now though, is as he's dropped back to 17th position. Spencer Preet the fastest off pit road, only 5.5 seconds in pit road. That goes for Travis Brown and Tex Perry. Tex Perry, one of the biggest winners out of that pit road run there. He comes out in third place. Great stop for the 85. That's Kyle Gilbert and Tim Pruitt in front of them. Gilbert hoping he can get himself back onto the lead lap now. And he will once the lights go off on the pace car, so no problems for him as Tim Pruitt is going to bring it down pit road. Spencer Preet there in first, Travis Brown in second. Tex Perry is there in third, fourth is Jeff Patterson, fifth is Herman Reynolds. So Herman Reynolds, another one that's having a decent run for the field now. Managing to get back up into the top five, getting a decent pit stop out of it, so good to see him up there. Troy Patterson in that yellow machine, he's there in 6th place. Russ Charneski is 7th, so another one making a good run for the field there. Mark Arthur taking 4 in fuel this time round, so maybe he knows something that we don't, and hopefully he's going to get more speed, and I don't know. We'll find out when we go to green as we are on lap 64, so when we cross the line it's going to be 30 laps to go. We are 8 cautions in. Spencer Preet has led the most laps here tonight. He's led 14, I think. Let's go to Spencer Preet there as he's right behind Kyle Gilbert. As I do apologise for the breaks in talking, but it's not easy being up here on your own. I apologise to the guys that are watching, going to be watching after this race. It's I'm a bit out of breath right now, and that's not because of the cautions. That's because of the crazy racing we've been seeing tonight, and that's a good thing. We like seeing good racing between people, but at a track like this, it's gonna go really well or end really poorly, and we've seen a lot of people come out on the poor side of it. Let's go through our retirement list now. Marcus McFadden is still there out on track. Carlton Hendry looks like he is going to be stuck in pit road now. He's 5 laps down. Cody Walling is behind the wall. Doug Thompson still getting damage fixed. Eric Green is behind the wall. Scott Ollison is behind the wall. Tim Pruitt is out on track there with the damaged car, still 20 laps down. Elliot Smith is behind the wall. Bob Cunningham is behind the wall. And Chuck Smith is behind the wall too. So we're waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. As my left ear is burning really badly, I'm not sure why. So we've had a lot of big wrecks here tonight. Everybody really wanting to get to the front and really racing each other hard tonight, so that has been the catalyst that's brought these cautions out. Somebody probably overstepping the boundaries, not really being that patient and really making the big mistakes tonight, as the people that haven't made the mistakes tonight are Spencer Preet, Travis Brown. Tex has not made a mistake at all tonight, but he's been falling back for the field due to connection issues. He's there in 3rd. Jeff Patterson was involved in an incident earlier, but managed to find his way back to the front again and is there in 4th place. So good to see Jeff actually bouncing back like he has. So he's done really well to be up there at this point in the race. Same for his namesake Troy Patterson. Both there in the top 10. Herman Reynolds, another one that dropped back after a spin with Russ Czarneski through the grass before the caution came out. He's back up there in the top 5. And Russ Czarneski himself is in the top 10 as well. So people bouncing back after some unfortunate incidents happening before. I think everybody's had a bit of an incident apart from the top 2. Well, Mark Arthur I don't think has been in any incidents, although he has got some damage on the back end of his car. So lights are off on the pace car again. We're waiting for him to get going again. Spencer Preet is going to lead him to the green once again. Nice little panning shot of everybody right there. As that, there goes the pace car. We're waiting for Spencer Preet to get him going again. He's got his teammate Travis Brown right on his outside. He's holding him down again to get him going for another green flag run. Very close there, leaning on each other before they go to the full speed. And away we go again. We're under green once again. As Preet and Brown get off to a decent start, as does Patterson and Perry. Tex Perry there in 4th place, and not as many cars as we saw before, as we see Mark Arthur on that outside trying to fight his way around. Troy Patterson going to try and make the move on his own, so he's got no help up there, although Dustin Adams is there too, but not really going to make the move as Czarneski gets around him. But Mark Arthur fighting on that outside with Troy Patterson. Troy Patterson's going to drop to the bottom line, or is he? Yes, he does. As Mark Arthur falls now down to the 2nd lane and falls to the bottom right in front of Czarneski now. Everybody getting single file now as... No, I take that back. Here comes Anderson. Going to use the outside line to get around David Rudolph. And he's going to be joined by Jonathan Bergeron on that outside too. There they come through turns 3 and 4, side by side for the spots outside the top 10. As we're seeing Mark Arthur back on that outside line again, trying to push his way to his front and get to his teammates. He's on the outside of Herman Reynolds. Herman Reynolds coming up a lane to get in front of him. So Herman Reynolds thinking or hoping that Mark Arthur can give him a push to the front now. They make their way for the tri-oval now, about to start lap 68. Mark Arthur has no intention of helping Herman Reynolds as he jumps to the outside, being pushed by Dustin Adams. Going for the tri-oval, going into turn 1 there. There's 3 lanes open right now as Mark Arthur jumps back down to the 2nd lane. And is he going to help Tex Perry, Or is he going to jump to the outside again as he has with everybody else? We will soon find out, as they're on the backstretch right now. No, he's going to go to the outside again and try and get around the outside of Tex Perry, as Tex Perry's got more connection issues. As they bring it across the line to finish lap 68 of 94. Tex Perry, that damage is because of netcode, that's not because he hasn't really got a damaged car. His car's fine, it's just the way the connection issues are affecting his machine. Spencer Pritchard is still your leader. Travis Brown is second. Jeff Patterson is third. Russ Jarneski now up to fourth place in that White Castle number 19. He's made his way through the field as Tex Perry has actually got his connection issues sorted now. Here comes Herman Reynolds on the inside. Wants a bit of redemption on the number 12 of Mark Arthur, but Mark Arthur getting back up, getting his momentum back again and getting more speed up on that outside line. Still some very close racing between the top runners as Patterson's thinking about going up a lane, not going to make it. Watch his spot, Jeff. Oh, as he's going to make it 3 wide. He's going for the middle. That's going to end poorly if he doesn't make it work, and he looks like he is going to make it work. Great position change there for Jeff Patterson, and they're 3 wide for the leaders. Oh, there goes Travis Brown.
How are you doing there, bud?
Travis Brown in the wall. Disaster there for the 0-1. Let's go back and find out what happened. Oh, Charneski gets into the back of him. Huge flip down the backstretch. Wow. Jamie Murray, eat your heart out. As Dustin Adams spun out as well, trying to lock it down. So back and see what happened to him. Yeah, locked it down. Nearly took somebody with him. It looked like Adam Jocelyn and nearly hit there, as Adam Jocelyn took to the inside line to try and avoid it too. But Travis Brown, the biggest victim out of all that. Surprised his car is still moving after the amount of flips he did, and he is in pit road now, so he's gonna have to burn a fast repair, and he does. So Travis Brown survives to fight another day, but we are under caution again. Jeff Patterson had the lead when the caution came out, so he is our new leader. Mark Arthur's going to be second, and Spencer Pritchard is in third. Russ Charneski, the man that accidentally got into the back of Brown, he's in fourth. And running out of the top 5 is Tex Perry. As Mark Arthur's going to bring him down pit road again. Patterson's staying out, so Patterson's keeping up the trend he's been using before as they bring it down pit road. Let's put the pit stop board up again and see how they do on this pit stop with 24 laps to go. As they get it going again, 5 seconds exactly for Mark Arthur, 4.9 for Spencer Pritchard. Mark Arthur's going to win the race out of pit road. Charneski's going to get out third, and it looks like Tex Perry came out fourth, so interesting things to happen there. Troy Patterson stayed out as well, as Hunter King did as well. So we've got the 2 Pattersons up on the front. Tyler Vickery in pit road as well, so Vickery getting some more fuel and tyres. He's down in 16th right now, and that PH machine was involved in the caution before the current one we're on now, so he's starting to make his way through the field as David Rudolph is now behind the wall. Carlton Hendry is back out on track as well, so he's got his car fixed now. He's back out there trying to get some laps back, as Marcus McFadden is now inside the top 20. Great to see him out there, really getting his laps back, and he's now only 3 laps down. So not a lot, any more cautions than this, Marcus. You'll end up on the lead lap again. So good to see you doing what needs to be done. As while we're under caution, I'm going to take a little bathroom break because my bladder's about to explode. So I'm going to give you a bit of music as I am going to just take a little trip to the little boys' room. And we are back live here at Talladega Superspeedway. Under caution number 9 here tonight. It's been pretty much a race of attrition tonight between the runners. Jeff Patterson is currently your leader as the lights are still on the pace car. Troy Patterson is in 2nd. Hunter King sits 3rd. Mark Harper 4th. Spencer Preet is in 5th place. So it's been a long race. As we're waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. As the lights are off on the pace car now, so we're about to get them going again with 20 laps to go. So exactly 20 laps to go when we go green again. We've got the 2 Pattersons on the front row. We've got Hunter King in 3rd, Mark Harper 4th, Spencer Preet 5th, Tex Perry 6th, Russ Charneski 7th, 8th is Adam Jocelyn, 9th is Larry Anderson, and running out of the top 10 is Jonathan Bergeron. Carl Gilbert is already back up to 11th place, so watch for him to come through the field as well. We're going to have 20 laps to go before the end of this race, so there's going to be a good last 20 laps before the end of this race. as I'm being disturbed by Facebook messages. Great, good to see. Anyway, let's go through turns 3 and 4. About to get them going again, as I keep saying. I keep repeating myself now. It's tough being up here in the booth on your own. So, Jeff Patterson, Troy Patterson, Hunter King, Mark Arthur and Spencer Preet are your top 5 as we're about to get them going again. Pace car's about to peel off as we're getting a nice little padded shot of all the cars. There's still quite a few cars left in this race, so a lot of people in the running as the pace car peels off. Jeff Patterson and Troy Patterson are there on the front row getting ready to go again. Let's listen in to see when they go. And he holds them down to the green and they get him going again. Hunter King and Spencer Preet tiny bit impatient as the green flag came out, as Jeff Patterson did not really get going on that restart. There they go through turns 1 and 2. Hunter King has now moved up to 2nd place after Troy Patterson has fallen back. Look at Mark Arthur making his way through the field once again after that start. They're 3 wide on the backstretch. Mark Arthur in the middle, Troy Patterson on the outside and Russ Charneski on the inside as they're just coming into turns 3 and 4. Russ Charneski really getting up and out of shape as they go through turn 3. Gets it collected up again, so almost a disaster there between the 19 and the 12 as they're 3 wide for the lead now. That is Jeff Patterson on the inside, Hunter King in the middle, Spencer Preet on the outside, but he's got his teammate with him on that outside now as they're going to push their way to the front once again. As Spencer Preet now takes the lead. And oh, there goes Charneski. That's going to bring out caution number 10. And disaster there for the 19. That is going to be the end of his race, unfortunately. Let's go back and take a look at that. There was a lot of 3 wide action there as he got into it with Hunter King by the looks of things and takes Troy Patterson with him. Whoa. Unlucky there for the 19, and Troy Patterson, who started in 2nd on that restart. Really unfortunate. And joining me in the booth now is Mr. Tony Chipasso. Tony, how are you doing? How was the Paskies race?
For the most part, it was good. Some upset driver and right, but it was a good race. I'm just trying to tune the live feed for Talladega now, so I can see what's going on over here with you.
That would be greatly appreciated, as I am literally starting to lose my voice right now. The amount
Welcome to my world, kid.
Yeah, the amount of shouting I've been doing as they are all getting back in line once again behind the pace car. Russ Charneski and Troy Patterson going for a wild ride there as we are 10 cautions in now, 18 laps to go, about to go 17 laps to go. So we're getting to the end of this thing as our top 3 is Spencer Preet, Mark Arthur and Tex Perry. So yeah, it's a lot of close racing in these cars around this track, Tony, and it's resulted in a few mistakes being made, unfortunately.
Well, that's Talladega. You know, it is an animal all unto its own.
Yeah. So someone taking a pit side there. I couldn't see who that was. I think it was Marshall Newton, and it was Hunter King taking it down pit side as well. So a few people going in for fresh rubber and fuel, but Spencer Preet is out there in front. He's got his teammate Mark Arthur right behind him. Mark Arthur still up there trying to make it 3 in a row after he won the 2 short track encounters.
Yeah, that would definitely be something to see. You know, to win back-to-back short tracks and then be able to, you know, put it in victory lane at a place like Talladega. That's definitely a major, you know, dichotomy, if you will, of skill sets.
Yeah, exactly. As still running that Powerpuff Girls scheme, and it seems to be bringing him some luck. But it looks like Spencer Preet has actually rediscovered his form as well now. So he's been at the front for most of the race. I think he's led most laps here tonight with 23. So is either going to have a really difficult fight with his teammate, or he's going to push him to the win. Either way, there's going to be one of those cars at the front because they've been so strong tonight. Tex Perry, the man that started on the pole, he's had connection issues all the way through the race. Said earlier that he's got a fast car underneath him and he's able to get to the front, and he's definitely proving that right now, although he does have a bit of damage on the front end of that car. One man I wanted to point, actually I'm not going to point him out because I don't want to jinx him, but look who's up there and still in the top 10. And he's running a new paint scheme tonight.
I'm sorry, I was fighting with a brain dead piece of garbage on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, Tyler Vick...
And you probably can guess which brain dead piece of garbage that I was fighting with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hazard a guess. Anyway, we don't want to talk about bad things anyway. We're going to talk about good things right now.
Tyler Vickery's running 9th? Holy cow.
Yeah, I just said that.
Go, Tyler.
Yeah, look at the paint scheme he's running tonight.
I don't have trading paints turned on.
He's running a nice, fresh, shiny new PH scheme.
You're making fire up trading paint. See how you are?
Yeah. I painted it especially for him for tonight, and I'm quite proud of it.
Fair enough.
As we are watching Tyler Vickery there, still using that outside line as they're pacing around the track. It's line has been picking while they've been pacing. It's keeping him out of trouble so far, although he was caught up in a pretty big wreck earlier, but that was of his own doing. But under pacing, staying out of the way, trying not to get into trouble. Travis Brown right behind him there in P10. He was involved in an incident with Russ Charneski, who it looks like Russ Charneski's back out on track again. So the 19 still surviving somehow. Marcus McFadden is now only 2 laps down after being 5 laps down at one point. So he's getting ever closer to being back on the lead lap. So good for the number 63. Really getting that look back after being involved in the very first caution actually. So look now on the 63 side. Spencer Preet is still at the front, still waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car. I've had 3 breaks while you've been away, Tony, while the guys have been pacing, because the pacing laps are so ridiculously long around here.
Well, because Talladega.
Yeah. I had a musical pee break on the last break, so I put a bit of music on. Huh?
I said I can't say I blame you on that one.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I actually went to my local. Okay, yeah, that finally res for me on Tyler's car. That is a sharp looking piece. But I went to my local pharmacy last week and actually purchased a portable urinal.
Oh.
Similar to what you would use in a hospital. So just in case, shall we say.
And excuse my French because we've seen enough of it on these broadcasts lately, but over here we call it a piss bottle. A piss bottle.
Well, I was trying to use the politically correct term.
Our PG rating, PG-13 rating's already out the window, so.
No, we're trying to say salvage it.
there, so to speak. As they are 2 by 2. Lights are off on the pace car again. We've got 15 laps to go. We're going to be 14 laps to go when they go green again. We've got Spencer Preet is your leader right now. Mark Arthur second. Tex Perry third. Larry Anderson up to fourth now. He was involved in the very first caution as well, so he's done well to get back up to the top 5. Jonathan Bergeron in that beautiful golf scheme is in the top 5 as well.
I was going to ask if I was seeing what I thought I was seeing. That is a sharp looking car.
Yeah,
and Gulf Oil, if you're watching, that actually needs to happen.
Yeah, because I was mentioning it last week, because it's the first time I saw it last week while you were broadcasting the Daytona race, that I've never seen a golf scheme on a NASCAR stock car before, and now that I've seen it, I actually really like it. It's beautiful.
Okay, so that just happened. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Still arguing?
No, not that.
Oh, okay.
I think I hit a ram stick, poo to bed.
Another one?
Yeah.
Oh god, as they are coming out of turn 4. Well, they're just going through turn 4 now, sorry. My eyesight is failing me. As they're going out of turn 4 onto the tri-oval now, waiting for the pace car to peel off for another round of green flag laps. There goes the pace car as they're making their way through the tri-oval now. Spencer Preet is your leader. Just got to listen in, wait for them to go, because it's going to be a long distance between the pace car peeling off and the green flag.
Again, you're not wrong.
And away they go again. Another round of green flag laps to go, as we're going to be 14 laps to go. Mark Arthur immediately jumping to the bottom to help his teammate. Tex Perry has got Larry Anderson on his outside, who stays on that outside to try and get around him. But that bottom line is going to be the favourable line, as here comes Adam Jocelyn on the inside. In the top 5 now after that restart, so a good start by the the 83. As Dustin Adams and Marcus McFadden having a bit of a battle in the background. As they're going to go 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. That is Kyle Gilbert going to take away the position from Anderson and, well, no, and Bergeron. Bergeron's fallen right back now. Spencer Preet still your leader with Mark Arthur second. Tex Perry is third. Not under any threats right now, as everyone behind him, apart from Travis Brown, Larry Anderson, is on the inside. No, take that back. That's Travis Brown on the outside. He's actually got around Anderson. So Travis Brown trying to make his way back from the field. Those 3 teammate cars, Travis Brown, Mark Arthur and Spencer Preet, all got really fast machines there, as they are going around the outside of Kyle Gilbert and Tyler Vickery. And now they're going to make a move on Jocelyn.
Sorry, Sam, I'm still trying to get back to the
No, it's alright. As they're still outsiders, Bergeron joins them on the outside now, and it looks like Herman Reynolds is going to try and join them on the outside too. We are 12 laps to go here at Talladega. It's been a long one, but we're almost there. Mark Arthur still on the inside behind Spencer Preet, but here comes Travis Brown now. He's up to second place. He's going to try and get the clear on his own teammate, with Anderson pushing the livid daylights out of him. Going into turn 3, they're still side by side for the lead. Tex Perry has now fallen back slightly from the leading 2 on the inside, as Spencer Preet has got connection issues. Blinking all over the place. As Brown and Anderson has fallen back, it looks like Tyler Vickery's joined that train on the outside too. He wants to make his way to the front. So this is the battle for the leaders. Tex has got more problems. Travis Brown going to the way outside line to avoid it, as there it is again. Anderson goes for a ride. And caution number 11 is out. Ah, no, we reconnected again. Sorry about that, people. We had a small connection drop. As, yeah, for a ride as well. Tyler Vickery's in it. Oh, what a shame for Vickery. Already.
Yeah, that's one of those deals where you know that, you know, generally when stuff goes horribly wrong, unfortunately Tyler's usually right in the middle of it.
Yeah, as Bergeron's just twiffed an engine.
Oh, goody.
So Bergeron's race is over as he's already burned his fast repair. I can't help but think that Tyler Vickery is going to take a pit side to get his damage fixed as well, because that car is going to be seriously under power. As Spencer Pre still in the lead. Fake pitting as Gilbert comes down. There he is in the 227. Got more damage on that car after that incident, so unfortunate there for the previous leader of the race. Jonathan Bergeron obviously is in pit road. He had to tow for twiffing an engine on the backstretch. So Spencer Preet first, Mark Arthur second, Jocelyn third after getting into it with Anderson, who still sits in seventh despite all that. But he's got a severely damaged car too. And Doug Thompson back out on track now, even though he is 23 laps down.
Hey, you got to keep slugging away at it if you want to get anywhere.
Talk about slugging away. Marcus McFadden has come back from 5 laps down. He's only 2 laps down now. And Tim Pruitt stayed in it as well. He's 20 laps down and he's almost back in the top 20. So great determination by the 357. He is still staying in it and is looking like, if he keeps it going, he might just get a top 20 out of this.
Every point helps towards championship.
Yeah. Well, Scott Pruitt, not Scott Pruitt, that's the wrong guy. Tim Pruitt.
Tim Pruitt?
Yeah, Scott Pruitt's a former.
Scott's little brother.
Tim Pruitt. I think he's a rookie, so this is his first race tonight, as well as Adam Jocelyn. I think it's his first race. Hunter King, he's a rookie. Marshall Newton, he's a rookie. Tyler Vickery looks like he's pit farming that car now as he's just coming up to catch the tail end of the field. Jonathan Bergeron.
That's kind of all you can do when you're in a situation like that. You know, it's just pit farm the ever-loving daylights out of a car, and you know, hope that you can get enough damage fixed, especially with as long as the pace laps are here. You know, hope you can get enough damage fixed to not be a total detriment to yourself on track.
Yeah, and I think at this point Tyler Vickery is just going to sit back as he's bringing it down pit side again by the looks of things. Yes, he is. To get some more of that damage fixed. We're going to have maybe 5 to go when we go green again, as Spencer Preet is leading him to the line again. Mark Arthur is in second, as I've already mentioned. Jocelyn third. Travis Brown is in fourth. Using that avoiding action to get away from Anderson and Jocelyn, who got into it in the end. Tex Perry still fifth despite the connection problems, as I keep mentioning. Herman Reynolds is in sixth. Larry Anderson seventh despite that incident he was just in. Hunter King eighth. Ninth is Nelson Hill, so better run for him tonight. He's up there, and the rookie Marshall Newton rounds out the top 10. Carl Gilbert still just outside the top 10. He led a good bunch of this race in the early running, but got involved in an incident, so he is just making his way back through the field now. Only 12 cars, well 13 cars if you include Tyler Vickery, on the lead lap, and only 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17 cars still running after 29 started.
Beats a sharp stick in the eye.
Absolutely, as we are 11 cautions in, 8 laps to go, so the final roll of the dice is coming. It's going to be one hell of a final roll, because all they need to do is try and keep it clean for a few more laps and the race is over. It's yeah, it's been one hell of a race, Tony.
Sounds it from the especially with how hoarse you're sounding and all the carnage that I'm currently seeing on most of these cars right now.
Yeah, even the leaders have got slight damage to the back of their cars. Mark Arthur looks like he's backed into a telegraph pole, as does Spencer Preet. So I'm guessing that's from bump drafting, not from incidents they've been in. I think those two are the only cars that have not really been in a wreck. Tex Perry's not been in a wreck either. He's just had some serious connection issues tonight.
Fair enough. But yeah, you can tell that, you know, these cars, they don't really get along too well with the drafting.
No. When the old bodies of those cars are a lot more fragile than the cars of today, so they're going to bend a lot easier than they would if they were a Gen 6 or a Xfinity car. As they are going 2 by 2 again. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green with 6 laps to go, so it's a 6-lap shootout to the end of this race. So next caution after this green will end the race.
Let the games begin.
We've got Spencer.
Field worked its way down the back straightaway.
Yeah. As Spencer Preet and Mark Arthur are in the catbird seat, they've got help behind them in the form of Travis Brown. Adam Jocelyn is there in 3rd place, hoping to be the joker in that pack there, not being the teammate of those guys. My God, my head is rattling right now. Oh, it's been a long one. Spencer Preet, all he's got to do is last 6 more laps after this green flag comes out, and he is our race winner tonight. But will Mark Arthur still support him, or will he try and throw himself into the lead as this race comes to its conclusion? As we come through turns 3 and 4, it looks like Dustin Adams is back out on track. Well, is back on the lead lap, so good for him. Tyler Vickery is there too, but I don't think he's going to have the speed when they go to green. Waiting for the pace car to peel off.
You think on that one?
Yeah.
Holy cow, I just took a look at his car.
Yeah.
It looks like it just survived a hurricane. Good grief.
As the pace car peels off, waiting for him to go green again, waiting for Spencer Preet to get him going, as we're going to be throwing the dice one more time here at Talladega Superspeedway. And away they go. 6 more laps. This is a 6-lap shootout. Next caution flag ends it, so they need to try and keep it clean on this restart, as it looks like Jeff Patterson twiffed an engine on the restart, so that's not going to help him at all. Jocelyn is there in 3rd place, manages to get down to the bottom line, as does Travis Brown. But here comes Herman Reynolds on the outside. He's going to try and make up some positions on the outside of Tex Perry as they make their way on the backstretch.
Well, the problem is he's going to need a lot of help, and he doesn't have any. Everybody else is just bottom feeding right now, and he's not going to go anywhere. And he realizes it too as he ducks in right behind Perry as they work their way into the trial.
Jumps back up again as here comes Travis Brown on the outside now. We are 5 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Spencer Preet is your leader, Mark Arthur 2nd, Jocelyn is 3rd. Tex Perry up to 4th now, ahead of Herman Reynolds, who's fighting it out with Travis Brown, who looks like he's falling back for the field now, as here comes Kyle Gilbert through the field. Carl Gilbert just taking his fast repair, so waiting this long to get his car fixed up again, and he's really taking advantage of that now.
Oh, why do I see a Kevin LePage moment coming up?
Why? Who's coming out of pit road?
No, somebody was way slow on the apron.
Oh. That was James Bunce coming out of pit road. Manages to keep it down on the bottom as we are 4 laps to go. Still battling it out for the lead. The top 4. We got Preet in front as Reynolds almost getting it all wrong going through turns 1 and 2. We got Preet, Arthur, Jocelyn, Perry, Herman Reynolds and Gilbert. That's your top 6 there. Throw a blanket over those guys.
A blanket over those guys, but we've got an outside line starting to form up. That's Herman Reynolds and Kyle Gilbert, it looks like.
As Herman Reynolds goes up too far, and that's going to give Gilbert the inside line as Gilbert takes away P5 from Reynolds, and is now going to take a bite out of Tex Perry. Tex Perry goes up another lane. Tex Perry is going to try and make a dash for the front now as we're now 3 laps to go.
Well, if it's any time to go, now's the time to start to make that move. Because you're going to need, as evenly matched as these cars are, you're going to need that time to get the momentum wound up.
As they made their way out of turn 2, Tex Perry has actually got a lot of momentum getting the slingshot as there goes Travis Brown. Is that going to bring out a caution? No, it's not, as he's below the yellow line, so thankfully we're going to see this race to its conclusion. No, there it is. Tex Perry!
Tex Perry wins.
Tex Perry steals the win from Spencer Preet. A great final run there. Tex Perry, unless the wheels fall off it, he's going to be your winner here tonight at Talladega. Oh my goodness me. What a conclusion to this race. Spencer Preet's going to come home second. Carl Gilbert is going to steal 3rd place from Mark Arthur. What a steal for Perry and Gilbert, rounding out, getting the top 2 of the 2 spots on the podium.
That was probably unexpected by everybody. You know, the move that you knew it was coming. Perry had to go because he saw Gilbert trying to get that outside line going. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not changing the view, because all you're doing is just following. You're not passing. So Perry had to go. Gilbert gave him just enough of a shot that he could get in front of Preet, and you know, Perry just, like you said, he stole it, and rightfully so. With as hard fought as this track is in any car, you know, if you can just get into the lead, you've got a shot at winning.
As they are just about to complete lap number 93. Just coming on to the white flag lap now. Tex Perry leads this field and is going to bring it to the checkered flag unless the wheels fall off. And Spencer Preet is in second. He must be pretty shocked by that. What just happened?
He's probably scratched his head going, that seriously just happened.
Carl Vincent stealing 3rd place from Arthur as well.
How did a Dodge painted Chevy get in front of me?
Yeah, add an insult to injury.
Not wrong.
As the streak has been broken, Mark Arthur's not going to get his 3rd race win in a row. Actually got pipped to the podium by Kyle Gilbert, who actually got that run behind Perry. Jocelyn is going to get a top 5 out of this as well, so good run for him. Hunter King 6th, Marshall Newton in his first race. Actually, Hunter King and Marshall Newton both in their first ever races getting top 10s. What a result for those two.
And I'd like to point out that in the other race that was on both broadcasting tonight, we had quite a few rookies in the in the top 5.
So
I'm not going to spoil the finish for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. But we did have a good number of rookies in the towards the front of the field towards the end of that race.
yeah, and I will remind everybody that we did have both a fan choice tonight. So if you are interested in watching both streams, then next time we do one, then please do not hesitate to check us out, because we will be doing this again on Thursday. No, Sunday.
Nope.
No, just Thursday.
Thursday and Saturdays now.
Yeah. As Tex Perry is going to bring him across the line. Tex Perry really wanted this today. He got the pole, knew he had a fast car underneath him, kept out of trouble despite all the connection problems he's had tonight. Really getting to the point where at the time he needed to get to the point at the most important time, and he's only going to lead 3 laps, but they're going to be the most 3 important laps of his life.
True story.
Actually, he's led 6 in total. This is going to be the 7th. As there it goes, Tex Perry is your winner at Talladega Superspeedway.
Oh, they're playing bumper cars, so. So shall I start bringing our podium into the booster?
Yes.
Where would you like to start? Top or bottom?
Let's start with Kyle Gilbert, because I want to see how he, what his thoughts were.
User was moved to your channel.
Kyle Gilbert, a hard-fought 3rd place there. Coming back for the field after some unfortunate incidents there, but definitely very happy to get on the podium, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I was just happy to get Tex up there to the front. That was fun. After getting taken out by that net code and losing both my teammates, Jeff downshifted. He was from the lead. He downshifted too much, and it spun him to the inside. But then that net code took out Cody, and I just managed to get around those slow guys that had damage, and then managed to get my way behind Tex and get him to the front.
Yeah, you sound completely out of breath there. Was it really that hard work getting up to the front again?
Oh yeah, from being up back in 11th place to getting to almost to the front. I didn't really have anybody I thought would help me get to the front, so I just figured I'd help Tex.
Absolutely, and help Tex you did. You managed to get him up to the front, and after that netcode incident that took you out and took you to the back, a very unlikely, well, a very hard fought 3rd place, and yeah, we're very excited to see you back up here, and congratulations on stepping on the 3rd step of the podium. Looking ahead to next week, we are going to Dover. What are your thoughts on that track?
It's a tough track. It's very loosish on exit. You have to be careful with that. Just be a hard track to make a good setup at.
Yeah, I mean, turn 2 is a pretty treacherous corner if you don't take it right.
Feels like Supercross.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Dover's going to be a difficult track, but I'm pretty sure you'll handle it. Anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's 3rd place?
I'd like to thank my team, the guys, teammates that helped me get to the front and stay in the front most of the race. Cody and Jeff, they do real good in the racing. They had some bad luck. That's about it.
Okay, Kyle, we'll let you go up and celebrate your 3rd place, and congratulations.
Alright, thank you.
That was Kyle Gilbert. We're going to bring down 2nd place driver Spencer Pipped to the post there before the caution came out, but I don't know what to ask for this question. How do you feel after that?
A little bummed out that it ended under yellow. I mean, Talladega is just kind of one of those places where you can only control so much. So seconds a good run, but
it's still got to feel like a kick in the mommy-daddy button.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt like when all of us could get hooked up, me, Mark, Travis, Dustin, when Dustin wasn't broken, when all of us could get hooked up, I mean, we were flying. We could kind of control the field and set a really fast pace. And yeah, I guess Tex just got a really good run at a perfect time and was able to clear me. If he hadn't cleared me, I think maybe I could have got back even with him by the time the yellow flew. But I heard that they were wrecking back there, and I was just waiting for that caution to light up. And yeah, it was just rough timing. If it would have went green, I think I like my chances a little better.
Yeah, I mean, Tex was getting one hell of a push from Kyle Gilbert just as that caution came out. It was actually Travis Brown that was involved in that incident. It was a pretty strange one. He hit the outside wall and just flipped it a few times again. But yeah,
he had help.
Yeah. But yeah, second place. Like, you led the most laps though tonight, Spencer. So that's one thing you got to be pleased about. But a lot of hard racing out there. Did you find it difficult getting to the front there throughout the race, or was it quite easy given that you were getting the push you wanted?
Oh well, I mean, I think we had this thing hooked up. We weren't entirely too sure how it was going to do in the draft with the big pack. It felt pretty good in practice. We didn't have all the speed we wanted in qual trim, but it felt pretty good in practice. But you know, we hadn't had a big enough pack to really test it out. But from the beginning, I could tell that we were flying. I mean, because we were kind of hanging out at the back for a while at the start of it, and kind of just trying to, you know, keep it clean for a little bit before we got up to the front and started racing. Yeah, there was a couple times where I was able to go from deep in the field to right up to the front, just a lap or two. I mean, it was, the runs that it would get were insane. So, you know, the thing was hooked up. It's just the way you know, this type of racing is. You know, it's just kind of always comes down to those, you know, circumstantial. You know, when a caution flies, when it doesn't, and you know, congrats to Tex. I mean, he deserves it after all he's done and all he's been through, and all the time that I've been here with this league. He definitely deserves this tonight.
Absolutely. Well, looking forward to next week. We are off to the Monster Mile at Dover. What are your thoughts going into that race?
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about Dover. It's historically not been that great to me when it comes to luck. I feel like I've always had decent speed there, but things tend to not go my way, and I feel like I always get caught up in trouble. So hopefully we'll have some good speed, and I can keep my nose clean and stay out of it. But yeah, well, I'm just happy to get away from Talladega. That was this. I much rather prefer the races where a lot more is in your control.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on finishing second, even though it's not the result you wanted. But is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's second place?
Hey, just shout out to my team: Mark, Travis, Dustin. Cozy wasn't here tonight; he couldn't make it. Big thank you to Tex, and congratulations to Tex for all he does for this league and his win tonight. And big thanks to you guys for putting on a broadcast.
Okay, Spencer, we'll let you guys go and celebrate with your team, and again, congratulations.
Thank you.
That was Spencer Pre. As Tony, let's bring in our race winner tonight. As I interviewed him earlier, and he said he had the car underneath him, and it certainly turned out that way. Tex, how big is that smile on your face right now?
Oh, Sam, you wouldn't believe it. Honestly, with the connection woes we had tonight, I really didn't think we had a chance. Everything I could do just to ride around and try to keep it clean. And honestly, I still can't believe we made it. Oh gosh.
Have your hands stopped shaking yet, Tex?
It's not just my hands, brother. I'm completely shaking all over. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well, I know you had me white knuckled, and I'm only up here in the booth, and I don't even have a steering wheel on my desk right now.
But yeah,
I told the guys in TeamSpeak, I said, connection woes or not, guys, I said, we're within 10 to go. I'm not backing down this time.
And backed out, and you didn't. You got one hell of a push off Carl Gilbert, and it definitely worked out for you. But going back to the connection issues, you like lost your connection like literally on the first corner of turn 1 after starting on pole, but you made one hell of a comeback coming from the field, and you actually stayed out of trouble as well. With all the wrecks that we've had and all the cautions, you were actually probably one of the cleanest cars out there tonight. How did you do that? You just stayed out of trouble tonight completely.
I think the biggest thing was every time my connection issues would come up, I'd just kind of drop back, and honestly, I lost the draft 2 or 3 times, and it's just kind of waiting out the field more than anything.
Okay, Tex. Well, this is going to be a very popular win in the world of Major League eSports. You coming home with a very, very good win tonight. Looking forward to next week. We are off to the Monster Mile. What are your thoughts on that one?
Honestly, the concrete canyons of Dover have never been very good to me, but I'm hoping we can at least come out with a top 10, top 5 if we're lucky.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult track to get around, but I'm sure you guys will get around it pretty well. Well, Tex, congratulations, huge congratulations from all of us at BOFA for tonight's win. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for that?
I definitely can't thank Kyle Gilbert enough for giving me that push to get me around Mark and Spencer, and Mark and Spencer too, and Travis, all for racing me clean. And oh gosh, there's just so much, but I can't say that I appreciate these guys enough. All of the guys that show up and race with us every week.
Well, Tex, I know I can speak for the drivers that have driven in your league currently and the drivers that have driven in your league in the past, that every one of us appreciates everything that you have done to help put on this league. And congratulations on the win tonight, sir.
Thank you, Tony. You really don't know how much that means. I'm just glad when we started back 2015, I just wanted to run some street stocks on the Cup schedule just to have some fun, do something different, and it's evolved into this. And all the guys that have hung around and coming back and left and come back, I can't thank everybody enough.
Well, Tex.
Well,
no, you go ahead, Tony.
Go ahead, Sam.
No, you go.
Nope, it's all you.
Right. Well, Tex, again, huge congratulations on such a popular win tonight. We'll let you get back up to the TeamSpeak room and celebrate your big win tonight.
I appreciate it, fellas. Thank you again for doing what you do, especially for doing what you do. I mean, because you do it so well.
No problems. I think I'm pretty hoarse, as you can probably hear, so I've been shouting a lot tonight. So, but yeah, Tex, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, fellas.
Well, Tony, I know you joined us late, but it's been a race of attrition tonight. A lot of cautions, but I think the right man won tonight.
A very deserving win, especially after what we've seen the past few weeks. With Tex having, kind of Sam Cooper Bennett kind of luck on the track, for lack of a better way to put it. It's definitely a hard-fought victory and a well-earned, well-deserved victory tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, he even missed last week's race and had to join me in the booth because of the same connection problems he had tonight. But thankfully, the connection problems actually subsided as it came to the point where he needed to make that push to the front, and came out on top with the win tonight. Unlucky for the other drivers of there's a number of drivers that were unlucky tonight. Mark Arthur coming home in 4th place after having the podium stolen off him. Tyler Vickery actually came home 11th place, so after the wreck, still just outside the top 10. So he gets his first finish tonight. So, but still unlucky. He was really challenging for a top 5 tonight.
Yeah, but still, first finish officially. That's something to be proud of. In order to finish first you must finish. So he's got that one under his belt finally.
Yeah, and hopefully he can carry on that momentum going into next week. Right, let's go to our results for tonight. Tex Perry bringing home a very, very popular win here at Talladega. He gets the win tonight. Spencer pretty unhappy with second place, but he has to deal with it as he comes home in second. Carl Vincent Gilbert, he comes home third, stealing the podium off Mark Arthur, who finishes fourth. Rounding that top five is Adam Jocelyn. Hunter King and Marshall Newton, both in their first races tonight, come home with the top 10. Great result for them. They are in 6th and 7th respectively. 8th is Nelson Hill, 9th is Larry Anderson, and 10th is Dustin Adams.
Tyler Vickery, being the last car to finish on the lead lap, comes home in 11th. 12th is going to go to Russ Charneski.
Yeah, you got it right.
Mark McFadden coming home in 13th. 14th going to Herman Reynolds. Travis Brown in 15th. John Bergeron in 16th. Carlton Hendry in 17th. 18th goes to Jeff Patterson. Troy Patterson in 19th. Tim Pruitt in 20th. Doug Thompson in 21st. David Rudolph in 22nd. James Bunce, heartbreak there, finishing in 23rd. Cody Walling in 24th. 25th is going to go to Eric Green. Scott Olson in 26th. 27th is going to go to Elliott Smith. Bob Cummings in 28th. And Chuck Smith, first car to put it behind the wall, finishing in 29th.
So that was your results for tonight's race. Let's go to our final close of the show tonight. Yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. It's been a hard-fought race. We've had 12 cautions, a lot of wrecks, but the right person won tonight. Let's go ahead and look at our schedule for the next coming days. Tomorrow night, we'll be back.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about tomorrow night, Sam.
Because the ISL, the IndyCar Speedway League, is back. And they've brought new toys with them, Tony.
IR18's debut tomorrow night.
Yeah, they've got
I love it.
Brand new toys, brand new series, brand new season, and it's our first official time hosting those guys. So be sure to tune in for that tomorrow live on Facebook and YouTube. Then we are not back until Tuesday with the IR5s with the ISL. Then Wednesday TFR, Thursday Somo, Friday Go Fast Racing, and then back here again with the Major League eSports Catalyst Mints Series. That's a mouthful. At Dover. So be sure to tune in for that. Final thoughts on the race tonight. Very, very, very close racing. Very hard racing. Lots of wrecks, lots of cautions. But we're going to close it here tonight. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green. I'm going to go and lie down in a dark room somewhere. I will see you guys tomorrow night for ISL
at Auto Club.